Okay, so today I'm going to be doing episode 2 in my Throwback Thursday to the Battle on Games, but actually I've turned this now into a 4-part series because since I enjoyed I keep saying EverQuest, AdventureQuest so much, I enjoyed last week in the first episode that I decided I'll do 2 episodes for this and then 2 episodes for the rest of the Battle on Games, whereas at first I said I would do the first episode just to commit it to Adventure Quest, just because it's such a big deal, and then the second episode to the rest of the games. But I figured, you know what, it was so good that we'll give it a second chance, and that's sort of how I've been doing the Throwback Thursday format, where I'll do like a 2-episode mini-series for each category. So I did the same thing for the Ace Attorney stuff, like the first 2 episodes were for the Case Maker, and the second 2 episodes were for Ace Attorney Online, and like my debate format. At first I said I would do 1 episode for each, so like they both constitute a 2-part series for Ace Attorney, but then I realized, you know, it would be more substantial to say, let's do 2 for each. So this is the same thing. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. Like, I came for the nostalgia trip. I came for the quest of just like, oh, I'm doing it for Throwback Thursday just because it seems like the perfect throwback game, because I haven't played it in probably 15 years, or I don't even remember exactly how long it's been. And so, you know, I came for that reason, but then I realized, oh wow, it's actually really good. I came up with a lot of formats to make it more interesting that I always tend to do. It's also permadeath. I don't know how many times people have done a permadeath run of this kind of game. It's also free to play. We're not using the Guardian thing, at least on this character. We might make like a new game plus character once we beat the game or get to max level, whatever, you know, that constitutes. So like just trying to beat the game or get to max level without dying. And of course, it's very disorganized sometimes, like as far as whatever you would need to do to beat the game, or you know, feel like you've accomplished some major quest, because you do all these random quests that feel like they have nothing to do with anything, or like I was doing those anniversary quests, so like it's sort of out of order and it lets you sort of just do various things. But this game almost feels a little bit like a single player MMO, in the sense that there does feel like such an immense amount of stuff to do in a way that's sort of unusual for this. And at the time that it came out, it was obviously, you know, early 2000s. It was a browser game. They finally have their own launcher. It was a free game, even though it had the Guardian thing. It's a one-time payment, so like it was a little bit atypical, certainly, and I do respect it. But what you have is yeah, even though they have their own launcher now, and that's what I used last time too, you can't really go full screen, or I can't figure out how to fix it, so you got to deal with the black bars and the little border on the top, which is unfortunate. But in fact, probably have a better time going full screen in a browser still than this, but whatever, it's okay. And so yeah, the next 2 episodes I'll do the rest of the Battle on Games, with the exception of 2 of them, because for the Saturday format, also because I enjoyed this so much, I played it again on Saturday, but that was a kind of part of the same. I'll consider that part of the same episode. So we basically have done 2, but I did it on Saturday again. You know, I continued this, and then I did AdventureQuest Worlds, because I normally play a game on Saturday that I've never played before. And so because of that, I figured that was substantial enough, and it was on my list of games to play for my Flex format, which is the Saturday one where I just play something I've never played. Yeah, this might be my last time, though, for a while, unfortunately. And so, yeah, we did that. And then so this Saturday, I'll probably do Adventure Quest 3D, because those seem sort of more substantial. And then the next 2 weeks, I'll do like all the other ones, like Dragon Fable. That's certainly a throwback. I played that a little bit. I'd like to see more of that. And then all the other little weird ones like Mech Warrior and stuff, they have all like these minor ones to play. So I'll just kind of beat them all out and just try them a little bit, or maybe just beat them, period, if they're short or something. Just get a feel for them. So that'll be the next 2 throwback episodes, just all the Battle on Games collectively besides those 2. So it's a good opportunity to sort of use that as an excuse to do those 2 on Saturday that I probably would have wanted to do anyway. Adventure Quest Worlds, which wasn't really that interesting. It's kind of hard for me to judge it, but it wasn't really turn-based, and it had like a sort of weird combat system to it. And I don't know what Adventure Quest 3D even is. It almost sounds like a remake of this in a way, like maybe just with better graphics and stuff, but I don't know if it is. It might be an MMO as well. So, oh yeah, and my biggest gaffe of the whole thing was I always would say Atrix Entertainment. I thought my whole life, ever since playing this, that it was Atrix, but it's Artix, in before they somehow changed that actually over the years, but it must have just been my own dyslexia, because that just sounds right. Yeah, we got to level 10, and I again, I'm not going to give myself credit like, oh, I'm the reason why, or like a bald green monk, to whatever extent that I was lazy and building my character. We're not going to upgrade, right? That's going to be a deliberate style of play for this. But they're going to keep advertising it. Weapon draws on your strength. That's been saying kind of the same thing for a long time, though. We hope you're enjoying the game with your free account. Upgrade, but I'm enjoying it with my free account, so why would I want to upgrade? If I wasn't enjoying it, then I would do it, you know? Upgrade your character to Guardian status, and because I kind of want to see it within that context, too. Like, try to do as much as you possibly can, because I'm already overwhelmed with the amount of stuff to do, so... color customizable Guardian armor. The Guardian blade can be transformed into Blade of All with 6 powerful special attacks. Access to thousands of Guardian only items and Guardian only quests. Bonus gold Z tokens. I forget how the Z token mechanic works because there's so many things that require them like on a recurring basis or like exorbitant amounts of them. So I guess you can probably just earn them consistently as or it's even saying bonus gold and bonus Z tokens or just Z tokens period, because even like potions I can't seem to get unless it resets them every time you log in back to 3, which it doesn't evidently. So I knew there was like a chest in the Guardian Tower that'll keep refilling them for you, but for my purpose I can't get them, so I'll have to find them in the world or get them from a quest or get them from the seed spitter. But I'm not going to keep redoing that quest. You talk to Twilly and he can do that, so you could farm them out that way, although that would just be health potions, I guess. I don't even know what the maximum number you can have is, honestly. You got some restrictions, but adventurers can still clear content. Yeah, there is definitely a lot to do. So I'm not even opposed to really doing it. It's just like I would have to do a full playthrough and it'd be like some sort of bonus reward, like I said, for beating the game. That's kind of a fun way to look at it, like a new game plus, and I'll make a exploit to get 25 potions immediately. No, I'm good without doing that. That's fine. I'm trying to play this actually, especially blind too, because there is like so much I don't know about it. So it's kind of refreshing to, you know, just sort of try to figure it out. And my only real format is to try to stay alive, because of course if I die, it's over and I have to delete my character and stuff. So it makes it fun because, well, what was kind of lame about the first episode though is that I had to keep fleeing. So it's turned into a flea fiesta, but it can't be helped with the nature of how the game works. So the formats are, I do a quest and then I do a random battle and then I do a quest and a random battle. I keep rotating like that. So I can never do 2 quests in a row. I can never do 2 random battles in a row, just to sort of mix them up. And there was always that temptation to like just do random battle over and over and over, because that's almost what I would do in the past, right? But I don't want it to get monotonous that way. And so that gives you a clear structure. I was also going sort of left to right. So I started with Twilly and we did like all the flashback stuff. And I only completed maybe like one of them all the way with the stupid Ruby Golem, but that one was sort of underwhelming too. He's like the final boss and he just has like 20 health. But it's a case where, yeah, we were going left to right, talking to all the NPCs and doing all the quests like that, and then we'll go in the buildings after that. You can't really beat it. New stuff is always coming out. Yeah, but I mean, to whatever extent you could get to max level, or you could, you know, which is impressive that they're even bothering to do that. Full access to all Guardian features, updates, much more. Right, like I would almost think that this game would sort of be dead by now, because why would they bother updating? Like, who's even still playing it as I'm playing it now? But I'm doing it sort of, oh, they're doing like some sort of pirate celebration, or some stuff is just going to be on rotation like that too. You know, I thought I got past Twilly finally, because those anniversary quests were a little bit annoyingly time consuming. Not that they're bad, but I mean, it's not the exact thing I wanted to start with. Or they're all referential in a way that I don't know what they're talking about, or it's even spoiling stuff. But I'm allowed to flee, but then I'm not allowed to do the quest again. And I have a bias towards trying to, like, if there's a break period in between the quests, like it's like a chain quest, then I can leave in between. So rather than trying to run away, that would be my preference. Explore the town and buildings, talk to everyone you see, click on the mounts to battle monsters, new enemies at every level. This week are ready your sea legs and come aboard the mighty Red Betty to put your pirate wits to the test with none other than the Captain Rhubarb's pirate quiz. Sail through, like, some of this stuff must be automated just on rotation, where they do it every year at the same time and they've sort of established it, which is nice. You know about the donation drive? This year's summer drive had millions of tokens be donated. There's definitely people still playing. I'm surprised. No, I don't know what that is, actually. Rhubarb's ship from a deep sea treasure hunt that make even Davy Jones envious, descending Floyd flying from a cannon to a barrel of adventures waiting your discovery. Limited time shot on the second unluckiest day of the year returns. The veil between worlds grows thin, and special treasures wash ashore. The crown jewel of this ethereal bounty is a spine-chilling new Dead Sea Vengeance spell. Golden gift boxes. Oh shit, I didn't know you could click on this side of the mountains. Actually, I don't want to accidentally do that. And of course, this is my own little custom cursor that I found that's just like a stupid staff, because this game doesn't have 1 0 out of 10, as I always mock every game in existence for not doing that. Especially card games, because it's so minimal with the input. The newsletter stuff is new. It has to be written by a person. Feast your eyes on the plunder we've hauled from Davy Jones' locker. 20,000 Z token package. Unleash the cosmic chaos with the void pact of the Empress weapons. The set of the 3 otherworldly armaments channels the essence of an Empress Void Dragon. I feel like I read this last time, actually. Maybe this one was still there. Allowing you to transform into a terrifying manifestation. Harness the unstoppable might of the Void and reign as supreme as ultimate dragon royalty. Yeah, I love some of those animation effects that you get from the weapons, like the special one where you'll sort of shoot the stars from my staff here, or like, you know, it'll transform you into something. So we got turned into a werewolf last time, which now has evidently run out, and my statting is a little weird because we were at 95%, now it went back up to 96. Maybe that's because I don't have my shield on now, or I don't know. And I'm not worrying about anything, like, whatever. We'll get to the stat trainers when we get to them. Mystical Fountain. Okay, so that just looks different. It's not really anything new to interact with. So we did all of Twilly's stuff, whether, you know, we get a sense of finality to it, like that sort of permadeath in a way too. Not like if I die, but like if I do it, then I can't do it again. So like it's just like a do or die. You gotta just commit to it right then. And then I think I did all of his quests, or wait. Oh no, he didn't have any quests. And then we did like the 3 that we could do, which ended with the kidnapping, where we just let those kids get killed in the laboratory, I guess, because we just let them run away, and I had to run away with my tail between my legs. So let me double check now if there's not something new. This would be sort of a troll, though. They'll have different quests every week here, and then I'll get screwed because I'll never be able to get past doing this. So let's just make sure there's nothing new. Okay, revisit the tutorial, that's the same. I am a little bit OCD actually as I play this, but I like it because I'm doing it in such a systematic way that I'm more immersed than I even was expecting to be. So the Seed Spitter opened up like a little chain quest too, that we have to meet somebody in the inn later. And then this one had like the Cthulhu deers that transform into monsters when they're about to die. And I somehow misclicked something. Like he said, do you want to heal? And I thought he said, do you want to leave the forest? Because I was afraid like, okay, if we go into another fight, we might die. So then I said yes, or then I said like, I don't know what it was, but I thought it was saying, do you want to leave? And I was leaving, but it said, oh no, do you want to heal? And I said no. And then I end up having to flee from the middle of a fight. So just as an honor code thing, I'm going to try not to flee as much. If I can leave in the middle of a mission, if it lets me do that, that feels more honorable. They'll ask you like, do you want to keep going? Are you sure? So this is all fine. Anniversary events. Again, these were a bit cumbersome. Not that there's anything wrong with them, and they have some decent production value, but it just isn't the sort of thing, whatever, just because I want to do it in order. You would think this should be a little different, too. I don't know why that's still in the middle. It must be very specific, the kind of things that change it. That is kind of a cool system. I think I remember seeing that in the past, but like I feel like that was there. Some things are like both mistyped and like off cropped, and the text gets cut off the side and stuff. Not that I'm nitpicking it, but like within the first 20 minutes we saw a couple typos actually that time. Swimming in riches. Okay, this was all just the same stuff we've seen. Let's just be absolutely sure that we are not missing anything. He has the exclamation point, so like that would almost imply he has a quest for you, the way that, you know, typically in MMOs and stuff. But it just seems like, well, Twilly does have quests, but he doesn't. Like, I can't find what it is. Right, that is actually weird. You would assume it indicates that with everybody else. Even, like, with somebody whose quest I've run away from. Right, like, she's Oh, I thought there were 3 of them. I guess there's just 3 options. We tried both of those, and I think, had to run away from. We've had to run away from pretty much everything, to be quite honest with you. So now we can do Valencia, and then once we're done with her quest, we'll go through each building, and then we'll do also the quests within the buildings too. And we can fuck around with the shop and like buy some spells and do the training or whatever, but it'll take a while. It's not really utilized anymore. You haven't done anything to change your alignment. Oh, okay. I thought just like whenever you make any decision in a mission, it would do that. Like, for example, not asking for help. Somebody says, oh, do you want to fight this boss together with me? And I say no. So then I should gain some sense of heroism or honor or whatever. What are they again? Like good and evil, and then, because, you know, I'm so honorable that I don't ask for help. So I'd be like chaos because I'm not choosing unity with somebody else or something. So yeah, let's go with Valencia. Rare item hunter to learn about Z tokens. She also sells starter packs. You must have heard about my Z token special shop. Well, we can talk to Valencia in 2 different ways, though. If we talk through Twilly, he's like our wingman and getting us a private date with her or something. So enter Z token shop. Maybe this is something you can do. A web page, Z tokens, earn. Yeah, how do you earn them? You have to like probably watch. I mean, it's something like outside of the scope of the game, but it's gonna try to bribe you with all this stuff. Z tokens are a rare currency worth more than gold. You should be able to find a few when you battle monsters, or you can buy them if you own a Guardian account. Oh, so I can actually find them though on my own. That's pretty cool. What is this? All level 0 power and abilities scale to your level. No, what are they? Hello, traveler. Have you heard about the golden gift boxes? Yes. Yes, I'd like to buy one. What's inside? Here you can check what's inside the golden gift boxes. If you have previously unlocked one of the shops but didn't buy anything, you can access the shop to make it something at home anytime. This game does sort of have that overwhelming quality to it, which is both a good and a bad thing. But like the way they just shove shit in your face, like I definitely didn't play it this methodically, like where I'm trying to go one by one and do every little thing. But no, what are they? Every month, a new golden gift box offering a random. I didn't see this last time. Chance for common, rare, and ultra rare loot. So I guess those are just the rarities in general. Just common, like a white weapon, let's say, rare, and then ultra rare is like epic, I guess. You can purchase them for 250 Z tokens, or buy 10 for 2,000. The common drops feature experience and gold rewards. The rare and ultra rare items could be old rares making a return or something else completely incredible. The available items will change periodically, with some being available seasonally and others coming back after a while some may never return. Yeah, there's got to be somebody who has every item in the history of this game on their account, and that account would be worth like $1 million just for the novelty of having collected everything. Like, I wonder how much a game like this has made in its lifespan and how much it's actually worth. You can actually buy Z tokens as an adventurer. Don't know why it says you need to be a guardian, unless I'm mistaken. I wouldn't really know, but yeah, I guess I don't really have to worry about that mechanic too much. But certainly if we find them on our own, that's cool. But that might be part of the hard mode format. I'm not allowed to use them even if I... Sorry, I'm having some trouble. Try again. Wait, what? Buy one for 250 tokens. It's weird that it would even let me do that, or it wouldn't open like a shop. Normally, check inside so you can just tease me with what's there. So this is all common stuff. 0 gold. Wait, so you can just get it? What do you mean? What? Like it'll scale to you, but why wouldn't I just get everything then? Like even there was an interesting moment like that earlier where like you had an option to buy between 3 things and I just bought all 3 of them. Whereas some people might have just gone through, you know, this is so fucking weird. So I'll just get everything, which feels kind of like a cheese, right? They're all 0. I'm so confused. If you forgot to buy something, you can open the shop again. Yeah, I'm not so sure what this is. The bunny buster of a weapon hails from the realm, but now I'm obligated to... Yeah, this is a crossover thing. Like... They might not be that good because it'll just be a generic thing that scales. But I mean, just for the elements alone, I'm missing all that stuff. I have to read all the flavor text to justify buying it, so I'll be here all day. This bunny buster, I love the flavor text on the enemies too. Like there's this game has that certain sense of personality to it that is very nice. It reminds me kind of like, well, I guess more like PopCap games would remind me of this, like Plants vs. Zombies, how it just has, whether you like it or not, it has a certain style to it where, it has its own identity for sure. Try it. It checks if you have that respective box. They don't cost gold. Oh, so maybe I won't be able to get it? Bunny Buster of a weapon hails from the realm of Epic Duel. That's one of the ones we'll try in the next 2 weeks. It's got a lot of power in the grenades that it can shoot out in rapid succession. You can only buy one thing for each gold box you unlock. Okay, it's not super clear how they do it. Like, let's just see what that means. You can only buy one thing. Like, obviously, that would have been too good to be true. In a way, I almost don't even want it. See, this is part of my minimalistic style. Like, I don't want to be spoiled with all these things. I want to kind of make it meaningful. It's like they're throwing too much shit at you too fast, whether it be all the quests even still too. So, yeah, I'm assuming I just can't get anything there. And we're just doing it just to kind of see what we're looking at. All weapon upgrade, 25 gold. Buy this to instantly upgrade your regular melee range or all weapon to the more powerful contest awe version. Armor upgrade. Buy this to instantly upgrade your regular awe armor, more powerful version. Shield upgrade. Okay. There's always some interesting, annoying quirk with the shield in this game too. Like, it'll always unequip itself, so every fight you have to go back in and do it, or at least at the beginning of a session. I always remember that happening in the past. So let's just look briefly at each of these just for the fun of it. It does a good job sort of teasing you at stuff to look forward to, or again, Guardian stuff that maybe you would want. But Phoenix Blade, a weapon forged in the flames of Phoenix's imminent rebirth. Then enchanted with restorative powers, it'll protect injured wielders while burning their foes. Yeah, it's weird that the little pet we had too was healing us in fire damage, or like in fire element. Mana Trap. Yeah, obviously we can't get any of this, nor do I really even care, but we're just kind of intrigued by, like, let's see what a super rare weapon would look like. Chambered Eternity Love. The heart in the center of this Dragon Fable wand beats eternally, and you can make your foe's heart beat for you too. So they're doing all these sort of shameless crossovers to their other universes, but I don't mind it. It's just, it's breaking your immersion. You want to play a vanilla run of the game without any sort of external things. You can look at the art. Yeah, I forgot about that. You normally want to swap shields based on what element you're being hit with. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, and yeah, I'll switch my weapon based on what element they are, but I don't think you have any saved gear. You need to be a guardian to save your login slots. Yeah, I just remember always having to do that when I had played it in the past. Are there any special offers? I think I played a melee character on my other... I probably tried everything, but I think I mainly played a melee character. And I really don't think I got that far or played that long, but I just remember certain things about it so vividly. Golden gift boxes. Do I really want to read all this? I mean, I feel like I'm obligated to, just for the completionist sake of it. Golden gift boxes are... This sort of shows you the value of playing something like this way, you know, like taking your time this much. You could do this with anything. Some even game that seems stupid to people, right? Like, this might very well seem, oh, it's some browser game from 2002. Like, why do you give a shit about this? But whatever it is, I love doing stuff like this. If I'm going to do something, I do it full immersion. My only problem with that is I just won't have enough time to actually do it, you know, make like a full series out of it right now. Golden gift boxes are single-use shops with special gear that costs no gold and scales to your level without needing to buy it again. They offer a random chance for common, rare, ultra rare loot. You can purchase them for 250Z tokens. See, there should be some alternative. 250Z tokens or like 25,000 gold. Even if it was some sort of a... Or wait, I just did that, didn't I? I thought that was something else. Special offers, how now should you'd ask? It's almost like I planted that question. Yes, there are special offer items available in Z-Token packages. See the Z-Token package page for updated offers. These special offers are more powerful than normal items, and you can visit Ballyhoo to get higher level versions only if you buy the package. At least it doesn't open a web page anymore, like how it probably... Well, you would already be in a web browser. It's opening it at least in its own launcher here. Yeah, I don't have to read stuff outside of the game. Visit Grumbugley. Visit privately. Why don't we have the wingman do that for us? Have you heard any... Yeah, okay, fine. Will you give us a quest? As a rare item hunter, I have heard of the legend of the Crystal Cave. There's nothing I've come upon naturally in doing this that has really stopped me from doing a quest based on Guardian through dialogue, right? Like, it's only been through Dragon Fable crossover. I was just complaining about crossovers too. I don't want to spoil stuff from other games if I haven't played them yet. I have heard of the legend of the Crystal Cave. Some say there is a cache of mighty weapons there, Dragon Fable crossover. I've also heard, like, what is with this text size too? Why is it all inconsistent? There is a new gang traveling around that is trying to bully everyone into doing what they want. Yeah, so much for the updates. They can't even fix the typos at the beginning of the game after 20 fucking years. Or maybe they weren't typos at first, but then they updated them and then they made a typo. Like, they said something different before anyway. Trying to bully everyone into doing what they want. People have been saying that's where they've been coming this way. Misfit Monster Gang or go to the Crystal Cave. But that is what we would want to do next. But wait, I can't even leave the screen. I guess I'll just do it. Following the directions of Valencia, the rare item hunter, you make your way to the Crystal Cave. The territory... Oh, yeah, that's another format. So the format is you got to alternate random fights and quests. You got to... It's obviously permadeath. You can't switch out your stuff in the middle of a fight. You can only do it at the very beginning. And what else? Like, there was something... Just kind of being completionist, going left to right. I can't redo a quest. I'm allowed to flee, but it's obviously frowned upon. This quest is insane. Oh no. Or insanely old. Updates follow a schedule which is normally planned a year ahead. I see. Now I have to admire their commitment that they are still so interested in doing that, or that it's still so popular. Following the direct, it seems like 150 is the max level though, just based on a lot of the items we've seen in the shops. Which would take forever, actually. I was surprised how long it was taking me to level up, even in these last couple episodes, right? I played for like 5 hours, and even with my meandering slow style that I'm taking my time, that does seem like a lot. 5 hours to get to level 10, and it's only going to take a lot longer from here. Following the directions, so like how much time would it really take me to get to max level, assuming that is it? It would take me like hundreds of hours probably, right? Especially the way I play. Following the directions of Valencia, the rare item hunter, you make your way to the Crystal Cave. The territory has barely been explored before, and the caverns themselves are forgotten for years. Upon entering, you expect only darkness, but you find something more. Here I am. The Crystal Caves. It should be dark in here, but it's almost bright as day. All the light inside seems to be coming from inside the crystals. There must be magic here somewhere. Time to find out if there are rare weapons here, too. No, there's only rareware here, like the Crystal Caves in Donkey Kong 64, made by Rareware. There's some joke with that, but I can't exactly say it properly. Mini Worm. Or wait, where's the music? Or it'll start once I actually start the battle properly. That's one of the things that is very nice, that they finally have music. 42 melee, 37, 37. Okay, so he's going to be... not weak against anything, but we'll just do either light or energy. Energy is like the main spell that we have. You may have seen what this little guy grows up to be, the Giga Worm. Mini worms may not have that sort of power yet, but they're very agile and fast. So again, let's consider what we would want to do. He's strong against Earth, so we'll not do that. And I'm allowed to use any weapon that I want, like other weapon types, but generally you would assume that obviously you're going to be better with this. All right, so you got the weapon, you got the shield, and again, we cured our werewolf thing just by lycanthropy, just by fucking putting out of the game. So we can use the ruby golem as well, right? I'm allowed to change my pet the same way. I will say I'm only allowed to have one pet at a time, though. So if I have some other ally on that side, like the guest that I was able to dismiss, that I totally didn't know how to do that last time, but like we got the wolf, then I have to give up my other one. So if it happens like in the middle of a fight, it might be confusing, but I kind of prefer this guy as the healer type, though, especially if you can't heal between fights, which sometimes it's very vague as to whether you can do that or not. Those are the quests that are the hardest. You're expected to do like fight after fight after fight, and they don't heal you in between them. So it's like, what the hell are you supposed to do? Just spam potions or just kind of breeze through it that you don't need heals? 150 for Guardians, 135 for Adventurers. Limited devs also mean they can't really get into all this old stuff. There's some leveling guides can make it easier, but yeah, you're not really gonna use them in this playthrough. Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to think like the wealth of content that you do have, like it's sort of deceptive. Like that's why I compare. This is like a single player MMO. Like you could play this for hundreds of hours with the amount of shit, and then every week they're gonna have different things, whether it's something actually new or just some rotation of something that they've done in the past, which for me would still be relatively new because I don't know, I'm not too familiar with any of it anyway. So like this pirate thing, I wouldn't know the difference. So you could do this just to try to turn it into stone, but usually just the lightning one straight up. Billy feels like okay, he just always baits me with that, but it's not actually that strong. And yeah, we heard some boss music and stuff like that too. So the sound effects are going to be relatively old school, but I can't think of another game that has exactly quite this style to it with respect to like how they show the turn-based combat. It's sort of hard to explain. It reminds me more of like Fire Emblem games, the way they sort of walk up, and I was making that comparison last time, I think. So yeah, these ongoing heals aren't pretty good, but going out of mana this quickly is quite disappointing. In fact, I'm surprised. How is he this tanky? Like, we hit him with all our spells. We need like a weapon that, like, you know, mana steals for us. Every time you hit, it brings back, it steals some of their mana and gives it to you. That's like my Skyrim style playthrough. Like, oh, you know, I have a bow, so every time I run, fuck, and he's so evasive. It's not like he's over leveled, or I guess his dexterity is very high. Very agile and fast, of course. I should know that. That's always a very underwhelming thing too. The that special effect. I love the way it looks, but it's like it doesn't really do that much. No stats really feel painful. Most of your spells missed. Yeah, I'm not hitting him with this very well either. But yeah, this is totally not how you're meant to use a staff as a mage. That shows you what a novice and shitty clown we are, because you're supposed to use it to cast a spell, kind of like the animation we do. So the better staves later on probably do that all the time, or they must always have a much higher chance of doing those sort of animations. No true mage is just walking up to you and whacking you with their stick. Dexterity doesn't give combat defenses. None of them do. I thought that maybe the ones at the top do that, right? 42 melee, range magic. Either that means how good he is at it, or that means how resistant. I feel like it said that's resistance to it. Or yeah, for me it says that always combat defense. Right, so 26, 26, 30. Yeah, I haven't allocated any stat points or anything yet. And the reason why is because I haven't gotten there yet in my little OCD thing. But yeah, it's sometimes good to slow pace it that way. I don't want to have too much done too fast, right? So it's the same thing. Like, I don't want to go to the mage shop yet and buy every category of spell, because then it's kind of anticlimactic. You want to feel like I could make a rule, like I have to get them from quest rewards, but I won't even say that. But it just means, even though they won't be that good, it'll just give me too many options too early. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. You want to be like, you know, you want to have these gradual incremental gain sort of philosophy. The melee, range magic are your defenses. Dexterity or any of the stats don't increase that. Yeah, I sort of read through in that whatever, in the training area, what the, oh, finally they give me potions. This will be worth it at least. Okay, dude. This is in the middle of a fucking quest, in the middle of a cave. Like, who's gonna know? That is a troll. That is the first true guardian troll of this whole fucking thing. Are you serious, bro? That makes no sense. Like, at least the other purposes. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Or no, wait, it healed me anyway, though. I don't really care about the potions. I thought that's what you would be expected to live off that way. A fighter worm knight. No, I prefer hollow knight myself. A fighter assembled from several bodies of bone worms. Normally garden pests, these strangely intelligent bone worms make a formidable opponent when working in concert. Oh, there's only one of them. This looks very similar to something else too that you fight. Like, I don't know, like the whole pose he's doing is like right out of another enemy type. So we keep the shield there at least. So he is weak to energy and okay against light. Earth is pretty bad, so we don't have an energy weapon. All we have here is light, actually. There's like 3 of these we got together, too. Yeah, mainly we just end up using spells anyway, but then again, not really, because you have, or we can do the Ruby Rain thing, too. We should sort of start with it with respect to... The game assumes that you're keeping your stats and equipment up to date as possible. The buying stuff when they're available is great. Yeah, it hasn't really bothered me too much, but there's no doubt over time that I'll end up having to do that. It's just going to be more rough than necessary, but that's how I like it. At times, anyway. Yeah, it's still early. We're only level 10, so I can't imagine it would be that bad. Or to some extent, everything sort of seems to scale to you. Because even when I'm doing like those anniversary quests or anything that I'm doing, yeah, for now I will at least. But yeah, it's like, you know, nothing was really too crazily out of my level. In fact, this guy, even as I'm saying that, is one of the highest level things we've seen so far, level 17. Right? He doesn't seem that bad at all. He's way less evasive than the other clown that we just fought. I love animations like that. He just says, fuck it, turn my sword into a boomerang. I mean, he hits pretty hard, but he's not being as evasive and annoying as the other one. But yeah, have we even fought like 2 things at once? Like, is that even a thing? I guess with the bees, they kind of count like that, but it's saying like, oh, when they're working in concert. So what, could we fight 2 of them together at once? Or like, I don't feel like you ever get to choose what to attack. Like if there's 2 of them, I don't know how that works actually. Like with the bees, you sort of attack them as the swarm, as they appear. You don't really get to pick and choose which one specifically to attack. Yeah, there's so much of this waiting for the mana to come back. It is really shocking. We're gonna get something later on, I'm sure, that helps us deal with that, but as long as it heals me between every fight, I feel like I can do any of these quests, right? But some of them will definitely cuck you when it comes to that. They'll just expect you to do the whole thing without that. Even here is gonna be a little bit tight because I can't rely on my spells. There are pack monsters. You can select your target at the top. Oh, really? Huh, I feel like I've just never seen that then, aside from maybe the bees. Please feel like this will be a really strong healing spell, and also it's the same as every other one. So I might actually lose this, but I won't. I'll use the potion if I have to. But yeah, see, look how precious even the potions are. Every little thing is meaningful because I'm not a spoiled guardian clown. Oh man, I'm gonna have no choice but to do it. If only your healing was a little better, I could have breezed through this. Quest is probably the style of being a maze, so no healing. But I thought I just got healing, actually, the last... in between the last one. Damn it, I could totally do it, but I'm just trying to be stingy. I'm gonna die like I died in my Witcher first... Fuck. Now I'm gonna use both my potions and... But yeah, I haven't used this mechanic at all, which I'm not saying that I'm not allowed to, but... A powerful ring for those who demand accuracy in combat enhances the wearer's aim and focus, granting plus 15 to bonus to hit, although your attacks deal 85% damage. That at least feels like a fair trade-off that you have to make. Celebrate the 15th anniversary with a special gem imbued with the energy element. It'll protect you from energy attacks, increase your strength and luck, and help resist paralysis. But yeah, I haven't used any of those yet. Yeah, even I'll just use both of them. Like, this dude's the final boss of the fucking game. Because if I don't, it's gonna just waste time, right? Like, I can't do anything without the spells. Which is kind of how it should be, but I mean... No, I just remember that frustration of, like, running out of mana every single fight. And, you know, again, I'm sure you would say, okay, there's other ways to get mana back, but at a low level and whatever, not knowing what you're doing... It is still just irritating. I mean, you'd rather do, like, look at what I'm doing as a mage. Oh, I could just be a warrior then and just fight with a sword and do more base damage, right? Not even have to worry about it. So, oh, man. Yeah, we are in a lot of trouble. Don't tell me he's going to mitigate me to death here. Mitigation chain, like my worst nightmare in an MMO when I'm doing a permadeath run, because And that seems like a great victory thing, but he's too evasive. I might still die. Because he's hit like 17 at times. Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? I can't believe that. And the ally assist I'm tending not to use either. I just checked this quest has a full heal at only 3 points. And we already got one of them. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a chance because he has hit me for like 17 before. Man, that is nuts. That didn't seem like that would be that hard. I was even saying I'm happy he's not that evasive. Okay, so we failed to impress Valencia adequately with that. So that was a Crystal Cave. This is Misfit Monster Gang. So Legend of the Crystal Cave, there's a mighty cache of weapons there. Dragon Fable, I didn't want to ruin Dragon Fable either by getting that, so I lost on purpose. I've also heard there's a new gang I mean, this is really the lifestyle of an adventurer, because if this was real life, you would have no choice but to do this. Right? You don't want to sacrifice going on adventures, but you also don't want to die and have your adventure end forever. Because it's real life. I've also heard there's a new gang traveling around that's trying to bully everyone into doing what they want. People have been saying that they were coming this way. Oh, no. Ah, fuck, I broke my rule. No, fuck. I'm supposed to do a... Damn it. I'm supposed to do a random fight, so I could maybe do 2 in a row before... Damn. This is one of the companions that you get, too, from that. I find that kelp oil makes my hair more shiny than anything else. You should try it, Val. Akela, dear, remember who you're talking to. I actually enjoy having dirt under my fingernails after a particularly invigorating treasure hunting expedition. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I should worry about my hair. He, I understand. You do have a certain pirate to impress after all. Oh, I'm sorry, did I embarrass you? Oh no, this is just some psychic blush makeup that I was going to show you. We seem to have some visitors. Hello there. What an art style to them. This looks like some Adult Swim fucking cast to some show. Not like it matters anymore. Most of the games are now self-contained and aren't linked in their plots. Yeah, I'm sure they just share some sort of vague references, but Fihi, but I don't want to spoil like some epic weapon that you'd be excited to get there. Now I already know what it is, or even this game has spoiled itself with the anniversary stuff. Visitors indeed. Frabble, would you like to do the honor? Like, what would have been the correct order to play everything in for the sake of the story if you were playing it for the first time, like when it, not even when it first came out, but earlier on, right? You wouldn't have done the anniversary stuff because there was no anniversary stuff, or, you know, you would have just done it in a much more organic way. Even if you try to be as completionist, it would sort of... It doesn't really do that, though. Like, it'll let you do whatever you want, even. Right? It's not like, oh, you have to do things in a certain order. Every person I talk to is just giving me random quests that let me do whatever, right, with no restriction, which is kind of good, but... There's no, like, rhyme or reason to the order in which I'm doing it. So, visitors indeed, would you like to do the honors? Oh, yepper, we are. Ooh-hoo. Shush up, Finangler. I'm speaking. Who? Thank you. As I was saying, we are the Misfit Monster Gang. Give us all your stuff. Oh, probably. I just love your straightforward approach. Give us all your stuff. The other one's not even saying anything. Wow, you are very insistent, aren't you? Looks like Frabble, Bumble, and Finangler here could use a little less in manners, rather than knock out a few teeth. Actually, they seem a bit confused and unsure. Let me propose a deal. We'll give you all the stuff that we didn't give to the last game that came through here. Give them the last Z token we have. Another village has surrendered to our whims. Wait, what? Or they're just tricking them, like, oh, we gave them 1 coin. How wonderful to meet new people. If only we had visitors like that in Valon every day. Who were those weird guys who hurried past out of town? Those were the guys. They call themselves the Misfit Monster Gang. I wouldn't quite call them harmless, but I think they might just need some help. Me, help monsters? Why would I do that? Because we asked nicely. We just have a feeling about them. Okay, but if I get owned because of this, I'll know who to blame. You track the Misfit Monster Gang several hours to the east. These sort of transition screens can be sort of comical with their simplicity at times. You stepped on a flagpole and died. I forget what that meme is from, like Saints Row or something. For AdventureQuest, the story has never been presented in a neat and tidy manner. You have to reference outside guides. Someone in the community put together an ideal content order spreadsheet. Yeah, I almost wouldn't think that's a real thing, but even as I'm identifying that's exactly the problem, I could totally understand why they would do it. It doesn't help that the game has more than one change of writers, and there's stuff that's became non-canon. At least this gang isn't too hard to follow. They seem to be very experienced in covering their trail. Or did he say they don't seem to be very experienced in covering their trail? Fire, when I kind of missed that little Drackle gun that we had that was fire. That was so fun, but it was like a temporary quest item or whatever that you could only use until you logged out. So Beetle Zard, a hybrid of a common giant Lorian horned beetle and a frog Zard. And you have energy is good, light is okay. Let's just do that's fine. I mean, energy is obviously our go-to. But I like how I was getting trolled by my pet last time too, where we keep healing them. It's like an ice guy, and we got the little ice dog, and I didn't know how to dismiss the stuff. And so I'm just letting him, or I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to. So we don't have any potions left, right? Because we wasted that even on a fight that we still had to run away from. It's insult to injury. At least if you're going to run away, don't waste the last precious potion I have. I love that, though. That was the first Guardian cuck moment where it's happening in a way that, you know, I even said that. We haven't had it happen in a way that it's understandable. You go to the map or something and you can't go there, go somewhere, right? It's being clear about it. But you're in the middle of a quest that you are allowed to do, but oh no, now you get special treatment. You can open this bag of potions. What, like, why even show me the bag then? What am I going to do? I'm going to buy Guardian in that one moment if it would even let me, so I can open that bag of potions right then and there. Like, they're doing it. They're trying to bribe me in the middle of a mission. Like, come on. That sort of presentation is maybe not the greatest. You know, like the Guardian Tower. Okay, that's always there, so that's fine. I can accept that I can't go in there. Alright, this was relatively easy, but hopefully we get healed in between fights. Yeah, I'm missing out on so many of these quests because, again, I'm not going to do them again. So if I can't do it in one shot, which you would think some of them I'd just be able to go through, but it is pretty hard. Like, when I don't have a ton of potions or a ton of variety of abilities even. Yeah, my element modifier is down to 93, which is pretty good. Just we're getting more tanky as we go. I can confirm there's a full heal after every fight in this quest. Nice. Certain class gear will let you use a turn to regain mana. Thought about taking a class quest. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get to that. I'm just sort of doing random stuff for now. I'll have to do that. I'll have to buy some spells. I'll have to do the training, like at the Knight Academy or whatever, because I haven't really allocated any points into anything, which I forget exactly how that works, but yeah, we haven't seen Warlick, or maybe I just talked to him briefly, but I didn't really do anything there. Yeah, see, this is at least decent. If they keep healing me after every fight, I should be fine. Which I shouldn't be so spoiled by that prospect, but it does feel kind of cheap. Like, if they don't, then what am I supposed to really do? I'm just supposed to be so overpowered that I can one-shot everybody, or just spam potions all the time. Potions don't even heal you for that much, so it can be sort of deceptive too. Yeah, stat training. Yeah, it's impressive. I've even been doing this well without it because, you know, I'm only level 10, but strength, dexterity. Yeah, this Beetle Zard has more stat points allocated than me. That's how shitty I am. Or, of course, if you level up, it's going to do that anyway. But, oh, Teeny. I remember this guy somehow. 48. Oh, he's actually really strong, though, based on his stats. He's weak to energy, assuming we're even going to fight him. This tiny leprechaun is looking for his pot of gold. He seems to have lost it, but if you beat him, you'll find he still has a lot of gold on him. Get away from me or me gold, or you'll be puking rainbows for a week. He only has 48 health, but he kind of scares me a little bit with his statting. I should have tried to stun him. He's gonna just fucking roll me over. He's only level 5 though. Why are his stats so jacked out? That wasn't too bad. You can kill enemies in one turn in game 100%. Well, it may be in theory, but we're not going to see that happen for a long time, I bet. Let's see. Gotta make some optimal build one day. The rain electrifies your foe to their soul. So, I mean, this is one of the good crowd control, or our first crowd control option that we have, really. Which in a game where you're mostly going to be fighting single target stuff is very, very overpowered. And my whole rule about, oh, I can't change gear in the middle of combat is almost irrelevant because you're never really going to have to do that, but whatever. It just makes it so you go in and you don't keep doing that every turn. Like, it becomes kind of stupid, so... Right, you just got to make a commitment and just deal with it. Which maybe that could be the same for the whole quest. You make a decision at the beginning of the quest, but then it's not fair because every fight's going to be different. Or maybe you should like only be able to bring a certain amount of stuff with you. Like if there's some stash that I can only have, that would actually be a good rule. Like you can only bring like 5 items with you of each kind or something. So you can't just have every element all the time and you have to have a loadout. That would actually be interesting. Maybe there is some limit like that anyway. Of course, because you're not a guardian, you won't have as big of a bag or something. Right, like how... Let me actually see that. Is there like a... Yeah, like you can only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. Right, and beyond that, you could have like 1 for each element, but then you just have to deal with it to some extent. Yeah, we did heal there. I knew this would happen. They split up. I wonder if they know someone is following them. Wow, a half monkey, half boy. Jeez, that's always the reaction I get. The name's Hanu Boy. Please do not call me half anything. I'm 100% Hanu Boy. Sorry, it's just a little shocking. You fight dragons and trolls, right? How shocking can I be? Not very, but I suppose it's the strangeness of your appearance. Yeah, I get it. Everyone looks at me the same way. Let's cut to the chase. You're obviously tracking my friends. I just want to talk to them. Easy, just use a weapon that can do all elements. There may be some epic legendary thing later like that. Some enemies are way more dodgy than others. They usually pay for that by being weaker in other ways. Like how your shoulder armor is as big as your head. This is pretty sick armor actually to start with. Oh, okay. So that weapon you're holding is a high-tech talking device. What? I see. How did they finally... Oh, he's like making fun of... Okay, I didn't understand. It's a high-tech talking device. I see. So did they finally do something bad? They tried to rob my town, but weren't very good. They got away with 1 Z token. Still more than what I have. You can't talk shit about that too much. Where does it even say? Oh, right there. Tokens. So I have 2,000 gold, which I haven't hardly spent any of it so far. I told them it was a bad idea. They started calling themselves the Misfit Monster Gang or something. They aren't really sure where they're supposed to fit in. In the whole scheme of things, no one really accepts them. Evil bosses won't hire them for their armies, and heroes such as yourselves either react with surprise or laughter. But they feel left out, they don't belong, poor guys, and now they're trying their hand at villainy. They've been my friends for years, but now is the time for an intervention. Help me get them all in one place so we can talk them out of this before it's too late. Sounds like a plan to me. Let him help. Okay, and this has generally been a rule too. I've never taken help from anybody, right, when I'm in the... whatever, the flashback or the anniversary thing and the guy wants to help me, Galanoth or somebody, fight the dragon. I chose not to, so generally I'm trying to avoid that. My friends, but in theory, maybe I should be allowed to if I sacrifice having my own pet. And it can sometimes be fun to see like how exactly they behave and stuff, but my friends will save that for the new Game Plus run where we are allowed to be a guardian too and we get carried by everybody. The starter gear got updated a while back. My friends are a bit stubborn, so I'm sure they'll put up a fight. We need to get all of them together at once. Follow... I already said I don't want you to come with me, though, so it's not we anymore. Follow the small tracks, medium tracks, big tracks. Let's, I don't know, go from small to big. Herd Master. 120% light, everything else is fine, darkness is low. Herdmasters are a nomadic tribe that moves herds of monsters around the countryside as their line of work. Normally peaceful, someone must have paid the herdmaster a lot to make him fight. Okay, everything's fine. I keep acting like I have more elements to choose from than what I actually do. Or I keep thinking I have like an, like I have an energy weapon, but it's just that I have an energy spell, or a couple of them in fact. Yeah, in fact, I'm inundated with some of the same elements as we go through here. We have 3 spells, but 2 of them are lightning, and we have like 4 weapons, but 3 of them are light only, so not that much variety. And when we got that Drackle weapon, actually, it replaced my base starting staff, like the Earth one. So that's maybe how these sort of quest drop items work. That might be the only one that we've seen so far like that, though. Yeah, a quest like this I should easily be able to do, as long as they keep carrying me with the healing. And I'm not even talking about my buddy here. See, I'm breaking the game already, because you normally, this might be a normal quest you could just do, right? But now, oh, I'm cheesing because I'm using a pet that you can only get from the anniversary thing that wouldn't have existed if you had done it at the time. But it's not like it's even really that good, but you're breaking some sort of time, literal time, what do they call it? Like, whatever, you're just breaking the timeline because this thing never even existed. Or they were saying it's like Twilly 2.0. They almost gaslighted me into saying like, oh, this is what he originally looked like when the game first came out. But I'm like, there's no way he looked like that. I remember even when I played it, he looked like the same way he does now. In fact, a lot of things still generally do. Like, I feel like your character, aside from the armor, looks relatively the same. Your face and everything. The time cops are after you now. Yeah, I already broke my immersion because I'm using stuff out of sync or out of order. That's how particular I am about the story. But that is a really good thing that they did all the different flavor for the minions and stuff. Like, every turn-based game should have some kind of thing like that, which they normally do. If you like paddle them or something, you have to like kind of use an ability that would tell you about them. Or I was making fun of Pokemon, like, this game's a little repetitive, and you know, sometimes it's like this, you just keep spamming the same thing over and over for a while. But that's kind of how Pokemon is, because the first 50% of a Pokemon game, you just have a strong Pokemon out in front and you just spam your same ability over and over, and you don't really need to use strategy much. So it's not that different than you might think. Yeah, maybe playing a melee character would be a bit more boring because you wouldn't have... I can't remember actually to what extent you would still have some different abilities effectively to use. Or you might use like your SP stuff a lot more. I don't think I've used it even once except for just from fleeing. I thought it might cost you like permanent skill points. Like, I thought that's what that meant at the beginning. Like, when you flee, it says, oh, you minus SP, so now I'm losing skill points that I could have used to level up stats and attributes when I go to train. But that's obviously not what it is, but I thought that's how punishing it would be if you keep running away like a clown. Okay, run to rock. Oh shit, that looks way scarier than what it is. Should be very weak to energy. Wait, how? That makes no sense. It's a flying type, like we were just talking about Pokemon. Okay, it's weak to earth and it's weak to nothing. So this is where you get a little bit screwed, because none of my spells are going to work, or I have to use that stupid one that's meant for the seed spitter. Scepter of the Stars. So the ring is like... I don't know. It wouldn't show up as equipped just by me using it here in the middle of a fight, I don't think. Unless that's somehow a different category, but it's even called a ring in there. Because yeah, those are like one-off uses. The legendary wind elemental, forever on the hunt for food for its young. The rock would be a tough fight even for a dragon, but it's only level 9, so why? Let's see, light is the best we're gonna have here, or it's not actually. No, this is the whole gonna be the whole meat of our damage actually. You do that, and then everything else should be fine. And yeah, I'll even use that other stupid spell that is not really meant to be used offensively, but because he's so weak against it, that is good. Yeah, this guy seems more badass than whatever else we're gonna fight for the rest of the thing. Those stupid clowns that we're chasing. Adult Swim wannabe, Adult Swim rejects crew. Rings should show up in items during battle. Yeah, I just don't know how. Like, if I was to use it, would it really show up there then as being... I guess it probably would. The way they make it seem is like as a one-off temporary sort of item that you're not really wearing. Because then even after the battle, then you'd have to redo it the next fight. It's never going to be just on permanently. We're seeing some of our highest damage values yet so far, though, because normally things aren't 200% weak to something. That is so weird, though. You would imagine energy would be pretty good. He's actually getting healed by it. It's not equipped, it's just used. I see. Yeah, the enemies are cheesing with their SP, but I'm never even using it at all. That's meant to be like a neutral skill, as I was told, like... So that would be something that warriors could use to basically do abilities. Right, so you wouldn't have to be a mage. Like, to do something other than just auto-attacking. That might be their only way of doing it, or... I don't know if they had, like, some other resource, maybe. Like, instead of mana, they have rage or something. I should almost try the other classes just to mess around, but I guess I won't. I'm satisfied with sort of just committing to a character for now. But that could be like our new game plus pad. That is actually a fun idea. All right, now we go straight into here. Sometimes it's a little anticlimactic how you just come upon something. Oh, was he doing that the whole time? I thought those were two separate entities when I was looking at it. There was this guy, but he was like standing in front or to the side of him. I don't get it. Light 200% is fine. So let's go ahead and switch that. Blumble is a very little and very self-conscious about his size. He carries a very big hammer to compensate for this fact. I didn't think of that as being even a hammer. I thought it was just like another character altogether. You sure baited me with that. So yeah, let's try to stun lock you. What the hell? He's going to be that evasive with that big of a hammer? Or maybe that's why, because he's sort of blocking with it, but that wasn't even a block. Okay, that's not very impressive. Oh yeah, here's the boss music. Your foe resists the ruby blood magic, so should I keep wasting it on there? Maybe I should just do a regular spell. The earth he's not particularly weak to. Just ends up being so underwhelming, man. We do have to get some better spells, because at least if I'm going to go out of mana so quickly every fight, you got to make them count and do a little more. SP is build neutral. Ring of Precision stays on for the entire fight. And the other one, I guess you would have to keep using. It's cost 14. It'll protect you from... Or maybe that's the same too. Yeah, that rock is going to have given me more trouble than this. It's a very unique enemy right here. The little gremlin that looks like Twilly holding a giant fucking mace that doesn't even look like a mace. He looks like sort of Twilly's kind, though, a little bit. Moglin or whatever they're called. It doesn't really tell you their race the way it tells you your own, which also makes me wonder how you could influence that, because when you go to create a character, it certainly doesn't let you pick your race. At least I don't think. Or that'll be a guardian feature as well, just like everything else. But no, I mean, you'd barely even notice, like the way I'm playing it too. Like there's so much to do. The only time I noticed it on a mission was that stupid potion thing that, oh, you can't open the bag that's on the ground. Like, why not? There's no in-lore explanation. I can at least understand, you know, again, you qualify some other way. You can't go in the tower that's made specifically for guardians. I can accept that. But you can't pick up a bag that's on the ground and take out a fucking potion from it when nobody else is around to even see you do it. Your main race is human. You have access to sub-races. Or yeah, I don't think it even changed when I became a werewolf last time. Right, it still just acknowledged me as a human. And my melee attacks were so bad with that even. But I do like the dynamic nature of that. Like, I should just have to deal with it then for the rest of the session. I shouldn't be able to... Like, if I logged out and logged back in, maybe it would actually reset. Or maybe a certain amount of time has to pass. Like the same thing with the Draco gun that we got. Where, obviously... Yeah, this guy was sort of a pushover, though. Because that old werewolf form wasn't a subrace, his temporary armor lasts the login session. Or yeah, I guess even that pet would have been like that too. That little dog that we found in the crate maybe would have only lasted the episode. But I dismissed it like a cold-hearted man that I am, because it was sort of trolling me in some of the fights. But normally I like stuff like that, and it should sort of be where I just have to deal with it, and sort of, you know, if I get a pet like that randomly. Wait, does that mean I would just do it again then? I'm gonna try not to farm too much, like where Fire Draco Wizard, like where I do the same thing over and over. The lizard is an Infernomancer. All shall burn at its feet, which is scary. Have you ever seen Draco feet? I guess we can't see it here because of the robes. I feel like you could maybe see it on the warrior one that we fought. 75, 70. Infernomancer. That's a very unique phrase. I don't think I've quite heard it said like that. Pyromancer or Pyromaniac or something like that. We got Earth, Energy, Light. Nothing really too exciting. So nothing's really good. Try to stun him a little bit. Vanish, vanish. We haven't really seen that happen yet. You'd think a mage would have better magic resistance, though. Bro is literally who I aspire to be, but let's see how quickly he goes out of mana, too. Oh, that's quite the animation. Holy shit, bro. What is this? We're watching a whole movie. In case you're curious, the subraces in the game are Vampire, Werewolf, Werepire, Dracopire, and Neko. Yeah, and that werewolf would probably be much more epic than the garbage one we got. I forget what I even got it from. It was just something that hit me in one of the quests. I think one of the anniversary quests. It must have been, because that's basically all I did last time. They were so elaborate that they did take a while. I'm trying to stun lock him with this thing a little bit too much, but gonna give him the diminishing returns typically. I wouldn't mind being a Draco myself. They look pretty cool. Oh, there could be all this like million gold cosmetics that, oh, makes you look like a Draco, makes you look like a enemy, you know, any enemy type in the game. We did see some of those things like last time, like in one of the shops. It's like or even that's like one of the titles. I like stuff like that because it gives you something to save for. Like if you really do play this game for hundreds of hours, you would still be able to save for the titles, and you know, even if it's like a little cosmetic stupid thing, and that's even separate from the business model, you would basically be able to say, okay, I'll save 1,000,000 gold that I'll happen to earn just because I'm playing the game so much. So it gives me something to always save for or dump my money on. The same way that, like in Skyrim, I actually complain about that. There's not enough of a thing like that, of an outlet. So like, I played the game for over 1,000 hours, and like I have all this gold sitting around and nothing to do with it. So even if they give you like 1,000,000, you know, 1,000,000 gold item that just changes your character's appearance or gives you horse armor, like the horse armor DLC, that would be the perfect thing, right, to sort of just serve as an outlet. So that is actually a weird mechanic to ask for, and sometimes people would take it the wrong way. Like they think, oh, it's a business model thing, like they're trying to get you to spend real money on it instead, but it doesn't even have to be something like that. It could just be something, you know, you're buying with in-game currency anyway. 1,000,000 is cheap change, by the way. Yeah, I don't know about that. There might be a Draco face at max level. And actually, the damage value sort of surprised me too, because I'm looking at some of these level 150 items in the shop, right? And it's like, oh, they deal like 26 to 44 damage. Like, really? That's it? Like, I kind of appreciate the low values, but I'm already doing like whatever, 10, 20 damage. So it's like, it really changes that little over 150 levels. I mean, that's obviously in addition to your stats that you would have, but still, right, for the items base to be that underwhelming is surprising. Yeah, that's just the base damage. Yeah, it'll obviously take into account your skill points and stuff. But yeah, like if I was doing 40 now, I wouldn't even one-shot the guy. It would still take like 4 or 5 hits. If I like just somehow had the weapon with the stats that I currently have. I don't know, I guess you're just expecting like, oh, it's going to be thousands of damage, but that maybe implies that the values just go up very gradually. So every level it's not going up by substantial amounts, which is sometimes a good thing, because you don't want to see it get into these farcical numbers where, oh, you're starting off, you're level 10 and you're already doing 1,000,000 damage. So it's just going to get ridiculous. MMOs always have that problem, right? Like in WoW, they had to do a big squish because the numbers were getting crazy and sort of nonsensical. You can do thousands of damage. You have stats too, and armors have multipliers to all those values. And these moments happen a little bit too much. I'm gonna re-roll as a warrior because, bro, you're getting mitigated so much. You're trying to go out of mana every fight. Yeah, this guy is literally who I want to be in life, in my AdventureQuest existence. I want to look like him. I want to fight like him. He's somehow not even going out of mana as badly as I am. His animations are sick. He had that really cool one at the beginning of the fight. How come he hasn't done that again by now? I guess just because he is out of mana. Or like his isn't even coming back, so that's not even a spell that does cost mana. He's vanishing out of hits more than he's actually getting hit. Damage cap per hit is 32,000. Holy shit. Must be with some absolutely optimal build. Best in slot gear in the game. Oh, that'd be so insane to try to keep track of. Like for 20 years you're trying to maintain the best in slot, like the absolute best items in the game of every kind that you could potentially have, right? And then every time they do an update, or every time they do like an anniversary thing or some other weird little event, now you have to, oh no, I have to rush to get this new thing because now what I'm using is no longer best in slot. Almost as bad as an MMO expansion coming out where you just lose your shit. I got Wind Fury, or I'm not Wind Fury, I got Thunder Fury, I got Hand of Rag, I got all this shit. Oh, now BC came out and it's all fucking worthless. It's not that hard actually. You have to play the game a lot though, I guess, at least. Dracocaster level 1. Wait, what is going on here? 100% everything. Dracos have coexisted with humanity since time immemorial, concealed within the 1,000-foot high walls of their ancient cities built in the time when men were apes. This game confirms creationism, confirms evolution. Only recently have Dracos reemerged from hiding for some unknown reason. And they've sort of, all we know about them from my experiences, they're sort of spying on some, like the elves, right, when we did that little quest for Twilly. The Seed Spitter one, I think, is the one that became that. That's how every quest in the game is. It starts off like so simple, and then it turns into some crazy chain quest, winding road, where you're going to end up getting killed and not get healed between quests, and like all these tropes, and just, end up fighting a dragon at the end. Like it just completely goes wild. Coexisted since time immemorial, concealed within the 1,000-foot high walls of their ancient cities. Alright, so you are equal to everything, so it really doesn't matter. And I'm happy keeping just this pocket healer around all the time. But no, why do we get such a pushover this time when we had to fight a badass just before? I wonder to what extent some of these fights are random, even as part of a quest. It doesn't seem like it is, but it's sometimes things that have nothing to do with the quest itself. Like, are these people working for the ones we're chasing, or are we just randomly encountering them on the way to fight them? That's maybe something they could use in some of these, is like dialogue from the people you're fighting. Like once we get to the troublemaker, right, that we're chasing, he should like say a line of dialogue at the top, like, how dare you come and fight me, or whatever. Also something I wish they did in Skyrim, like you're in a dungeon and the boss should be talking shit to you the whole time that you're in there, like Cortez in the Thousand-Year Door or something, or like any of WoW boss quotes were so good. It gives you like a little personality there, which this game does have plenty of, but just I feel like that's one thing. Like, there's not much use of that, but I feel like I've seen it happen sometimes where there'll be like dialogue and stuff in the middle of a fight. Quest can have fights that pull from the random monster list. Yeah, it kind of feels like that. But then again, some of these we're seeing are very different than what I have fought so far, so maybe it's within a more specific confines too. Level up, level 11. Frabble. Okay, here we go, the final boss. And this music is kind of too calm before the storm. Then it turns into the full-on badass boss music. Pretty much all or most of the best in slot within the last decade, or even less than that. So yeah, you would have at least had to update it. Obviously, if you played originally, you would have played when the game first came out. It'd be like, oh, I have best in slot, and then you come back to realize like nothing is even close to that anymore. This little guy lives in jumbles of rocks and caves most of the time. This almost feels like we're the bad guys in this quest. Like, they're just cute little Adult Swim rejects and we're fucking murdering them. Like, come on. They didn't really do anything that bad. Or wait a second, I thought they even said follow them to like potentially help them, but we followed them just to kill them. 140 wind, earth, energy, darkness 190. Jumbles of rocks and caves most of the time, but comes outside to charge up his energy when the sun shines. Oh, you picked a bad day to come out. The light is pretty bad. Earth is not really that good either, though. Or, you know, I could always use the energy pet if I felt like it. But let's just do, nothing's really that good. The other guy was a bit of a pushover. Not that he wasn't tanky, but that he didn't have the ability to do very much damage. One of these times I'm going to get lulled into just auto-attacking for so long that I'll forget how low I actually am. But yeah, this sort of pet would be invaluable, though, if you were on one of those gauntlet-type quests where you don't get healed in between, but he's just not quite good enough, right? But he would keep you in it instead of having to spam potions all day. Yeah, the music is definitely very appreciated and adds another dynamic. I feel like maybe I would play my own music sometimes when playing it originally, or whatever. It'd be one of those things I'd play like while watching stuff in the background, right? Like I'd be watching a movie or something, or like stuff on YouTube, and I'd be playing this. So it wouldn't really matter that it didn't have music. Or I would even do that with WoW, obviously, just like you're farming something out and you're just watching stuff. A good excuse to do it, or listening to music. Speaking of gauntlets, there's a way to have players to sort of prepare their own one. What, like you can make your own challenge that other people can compete in? But yeah, that's the one thing you would think this game should have added over time, is like a multiplayer where you can, like, you know, fight other people with their character, because that would be so fun to show off. Kind of, it'd be a real missed opportunity if they didn't have that, for all the time and money and effort put into it. You know, how much people have played it, or buying Guardian, or whatever commitment they put in, right? You would think they'd want to show that off. That's the way you can always get people to buy microtransactions, is when it becomes an ego thing that they get to flex to other people. Such as why skins sell so much in MOBAs or whatever. Like, if you weren't showing it off to other people, then you wouldn't care. You certainly wouldn't spend real money on it, right? You would never do that in a single player game, nor would you find it satisfying to do the same maps with the same characters and the same mechanics over and over hundreds of times if you were just playing against AI. AQ unfortunately doesn't have a way to do PvP. Yeah, that is kind of shocking after this long. Seems like it'd be so simple to do. You just have like a little arena, you just go there, you can match up within certain rule sets. You have to play only people your own level, or it scales something. Or you can only do it at max level, whatever, like. Or do it at your own peril. It's just not feasible, definitely not within the current team. Yeah. You'd think after this much time. Or maybe that's what one of their other games sort of simulates. Like whatever, Epic Worlds or whatever the hell I just read. I feel like one of their games is like that. It's like a multiplayer battle arena type thing. Mech Quest or something. I'll have to look through all those next week. Did you see my house guard comment above? I don't think so. Where is that? Oh yeah, I missed that one. Let's see. You know, you can have a house. Yeah, I saw that option on there. You buy house guards, and some of them are bosses. And oh, that's such a cool mechanic. And some of them players visit your house, and they'll have to fight all of them without a heal in between. That's like asynchronous multiplayer, at least, like you get in Clash of Clans or Guns Up or something like that, where even if it's not actively you playing against them, it's still satisfying to see that. And it'd be more satisfying depending on how much you can customize them. You can choose exactly what build and what items to give them or whatever. Yeah, see, that's at least a clever mechanic that fills some of that desire. And you will have to fight them all without a heal in between. Yeah, that's going to be my pet peeve of this whole playthrough. No potions, no heals between fights, compulsory quests, like having to do stuff even if it's, you know, you're not going to do too well at it. I have a VOD where I show some of it. Got tired after a while though. So I have to do 2 random fights after this because I messed up my own format. The run's already invalidated because I was so tilted by having to run away in the last fight that I automatically just went into the next one. But normally I'm obligated to sort of alternate them. Yeah, this is actually way more enjoyable than I would have thought, and I'm almost surprised. Like, I thought, oh, it'd be a cute little nostalgia trip, but no, I actually kind of want to make a whole thing out of this. Maybe it just shows you I'm a filthy casual gamer who wants to play something, you know, like this. A lot of what I play nowadays is just card games or chess and stuff anyway. All these simple single input games where you can play it fully just with your mouse or whatever, but I don't know. It's just very, okay, follow the big tracks. It's not perfect, didn't plan my inventory that much. Let's see, Chimera, we had some trouble fighting one of these before in some other quest. A true abomination created, oh, this was the one, the kidnapping. Yeah, the little kids died because of this. Like, that's our own RP. Whatever happened with that, we'll never know. Created by deranged sorcerer, the Chimera is an amalgamation of numerous, yeah, and that sorcerer's name is not Rubicante, it's Liu Gay, who's actually not a sorcerer at all. He's, like some sort of evil doctor, I guess. The Chimera is an amalgamation of numerous beasts. See if you can tell which ones while you evade its deadly strikes. So energy is okay. Light is not very good, so you don't have a choice. Yeah, energy is actually fine. We really need a better variety of stuff, and we're gonna get it soon. Just different elements. But yeah, between like the X number of spells that I'm allowed to have and the X number of weapons I'm allowed to have at a given time, assuming I set some sort of rule like that, it should be enough to satisfy like almost every element. But I kind of like a certain restriction that way too, where you can't just have every single one. You have to commit to, you can only have 5 spells and only have 5 weapons, and between them, you know, you gotta be creative and maximize what you can, or whatever. You kind of have to go out with a build and just make the best of it. There's a nice math puzzle aspect with all the gear, elements, etc. Yeah, that sounds like a very, very cool mechanic. The whole house, everything. I feel like maybe you could have done that back then. Maybe it wasn't as elaborate, but maybe you could buy houses if you were a guardian back in the day, but it wasn't like this much to it with the guards and everything. Or maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it seems like I can do it even without being a guardian now, which nothing really feels like that, especially if it's some newer mechanic. Or you know what would really screw me over is if the enemy could heal themselves too. Then I'm never going to be able to out damage them when I have to go through all this mana regenning. Right, there is sort of an underlying incentive, like, oh, let's make this cool new content update, but then of course it should be for guardians, because why do we really care? Because yeah, I'm totally like, oh, I would play this game for 500 hours and I'd still be a free-to-play player, so I don't even give a shit. Right, if I'm enjoying it, why do I even have to? That's how I am, like in card games and stuff. I could be a free-to-play player and enjoy myself and get hundreds of hours of value out of it while I let everybody else foot the bill for me. And right, because they're buying cosmetics or whatever, I get the free content for myself. Whereas if everybody was like me, the game wouldn't even exist because I'm a stingy clown or whatever. Houses were introduced in 2007, yeah. I may have played actually after that. But things weren't that tough back then. Still isn't that tough if you know what you're doing. But that's the closest to multiplayer that you'll ever get. Asynchronous house invasions. Or yeah, like what if you're online at the time and in your house, then they have to fight you as the final boss. Or I guess what they could do is, even if they couldn't make it active like that, they can fight like a clone of you in the game, right? That's like sort of controlled by AI, but it's still sort of like your character. That could be the closest thing. Like racing against a ghost in Mario Kart or something. Right, where it's the same way that they drove that particular match, but it's not actually them doing it. This guy is way too tanky somehow. This is how every fight goes. Try to get all high on your spells for like 10 seconds and then sit here for an hour whacking them with your stick. It's like one of those tropes, like, you know, is this thing working properly? I gotta, you know, wave the stick around like a fiend to try to see if this is amateur mage hour, like just whack the shit out of him with the stick to make sure. Is this how spell casting works? Is this how a mage does it? Endurance is 20. Not much of a contest with me. His endurance is higher than my total stats with everything, which is not a surprise. See how easily we can still do it, though. It's not a big deal. Oh, shit. Yeah, that'll have to be my build, though. Just get mana regen all the way. Repetitive combat, 0 out of 10 IGN review from 2002. Like, this is what you would get into, though, regardless, for better or for worse. But that's how a lot of turn-based RPGs can be anyway. Like, the one thing it obviously isn't going to have is like action commands, but then I evoke the Pokemon analogy again, right, where that suffers from some of the same problems. Devs actually reduced the increased HP enemies get from endurance earlier this year. Interesting. Okay, this is fine. I mean, obviously, it more so has to do with my character just being shitty at this point, with me not having good enough weapons, items, spells, skill points, anything. So I can't really complain, but this is going to be more of a boss than the actual boss itself. Well, the first guy with the pushover, the second guy wasn't too bad. But size is deceiving. Just because it's the bigger tracks doesn't mean he's actually better. Right, like, or actually harder. Yeah, some of these status effects are much better represented too, with respect to the Malgrew. Energy obviously is super effective. After you meet Malgrew, you will think twice, maybe 3 times, or maybe more before you go fishing again. And of course, I'm not a human because right now I'm just drowning to death. But you know, you can just breathe underwater like it's no big deal with no other explanation or elaboration. He went underwater. He stood there at the bottom of the ocean somehow. He was able to breathe forever. Didn't elaborate. He kills a fish and he leaves. Like, he's just that badass. We got to get into the RP of this character too a little bit. The Earth is not particularly effective, so we'll just leave it. That's almost what I wanted to do with this too. If I made a series, was make it like an RP series the way I do with some games. I haven't done much of that on this channel since coming back to streaming. Like, I came back in 2021, but I did a really good series on classic WoW. Like, I'm doing a permadeath 1 to 60 hunter, which I didn't even succeed in doing. Right, I died at like level 20 something, But no, like I got really into that one, at least with the whole pet dynamic and everything like that. Oh yeah, definitely the Monster Misfit Gang guys are pretty old content. The Chimera, however, is new in comparison to them. But that means that Kidnapping Quest must be pretty new too, because that had a Chimera in it. As if to imply that the professor or whoever who kidnapped the kids is the one who made it. That's almost how I interpreted the flavor text, but I guess not. Right, we just have seen the same one now even. Like it had the same flavor text and everything. But even in that context, it could still be that, oh, he's the one who made that one. That's why you're fighting it in that quest. But it could also just be totally random. Yeah, I like how that's fire effect too. The healing, like... There's so many things that would make more sense, like earth or even... earth or light. Yeah, you're sometimes fighting more terrifying stuff in the lead up to the fight than, you know, the actual final boss itself. Like even that rock was so much more badass. Oh my god, dude. If he does that again, I'm pretty much fucking dead. Like, what is this shit? When they do these crazy... Oh my god. I don't want the run to end, bruh. We'll tread carefully. If he's... Okay, yeah, that was kind of a necessary thing. If he did any... Fucking... One lucky dodge deserves another. Oh, shit. Yeah, see, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, what if it... Yeah, I can't do it. Fucking damn. So we lose the whole quest because of that, right? It's not even like we get another chance to, oh, we did one path, another path. That's so annoying. Like, we keep getting close, but I'm being careful, and I think it's the right decision because I had, like, a super close call in a previous episode. Like, I got to, like, 3 health. I forget what it was against. And we finished the thing off just in time, but we better not take those chances because, again, we only get 1 shot. Not necessarily. The Chimera is on the random monster list, so it's possible to fight new enemies in an old quest. Which is kind of good then. It gives you incentive to get some variety, you know, even if you've done it before. So let's go ahead and do 2 of these, even though, again, I'm explicitly, clearly breaking my rule in a way that I don't like, but it's not a big deal. Generally, I'll follow it. Duke of Hazard. 27, 32, 37 magic, minus 10% fire. So we have energy, light, earth is okay. Let's do that. And so we have just a good old Zard, never meaning no harm. Been in trouble with adventurers since the day he was born. We've been spamming this item spell. Train your stats. No, I'll get to it. I'm going sort of in a weird order. Like, what do we have left to do? Valencia again. Which I think we already did, but maybe we can have the private meeting with Valencia. Then I'll start going in the buildings, and so we'll get to that one after. But at least what we'll get is probably some spells, right? Because we'll talk to Warlick. Trying to think if I can set a rule. We have so many formats already, but some sort of rule as to how many spells I can get, or I guess I should just be able to get whatever I can afford, as long as, you know, it's level appropriate, so it shouldn't be that game breaking or something. That's oftentimes what I do formats for, is like, you don't want to feel like you're cheesing or doing something that ruins the game because it makes it too easy. Like somehow potion spamming, potion abusing in a lot of other games or something like that. But if it's a blind first playthrough, you would think it wouldn't matter because if you come up with a broken build, then you sort of deserve credit for it. But still, it's sometimes important to set rules. Fuck, he had to do that at the last second. Yeah, we'll get one. Oh my god, one more of these. I mean, yes, he'll dodge it again. Like fucking, he goes god mode at the end. Yeah, normally you would never see this happen, so let's savor the two epic fights back to back. Huge rat, nothing special about that. We've seen these obviously before. Large rodent must have eaten a lot of smaller large animals in order to grow this big. Average day in my house. Average day in Asmongold's room. That was such a big meme for he would always have like his fast food on the table, and I don't do face cam, so you wouldn't know the difference, but it seemed like almost a bad thing to make a joke out of. Like, he's living an unhealthy, shitty life, eating fast food, and he has it all over the table, and he's too lazy to even clean it up, and it's dirty and filthy. It's like, that's not exactly something to joke about, right? Like, that actually cause you a health hazard. There'll be asbestos or some shit. There'll be rats, there'll be roaches. Like, not everything has to be a joke like that. Okay, so now we can go in full building mode. We'll go like one by one and do the quests that we come upon there too. So basically, we did it here left to right. Like, we talked to every NPC in a row and did every quest we could, or at least attempted to. But I will take it in stride with respect to, I can accept my defeat in some of these quests. However, it feels like it's so close to me being able to do it anyway that I feel like somehow I should have been able to. Maybe I should start using that ruby golem thing, and that might make the difference in damage. But then again, it also means that I would die faster too. So let's go ahead and what did we do? We did the Misfit Monster Gang thing just there. Or you know what? I kind of can't leave this screen, can I? Or no, that you can kind of do it inadvertently that way, but she kind of traps you in there. Well, the only other thing we want to see is this interaction with Valencia with respect to, how do you even do it from here? I forgot. He would sort of be our, oh yeah, who is standing by the inn? Oh, it's not even like that. How do we go see that private thing with, the heck? We see that private thing with the, whatever, her little salamander thing that she bought from the, that she got from the mages who moved their tower for them, and blah blah blah, whatever story she told us. What, are we just banished from? Oh yeah, here we go. Visit Grumbugly. Visit Valencia privately. A lot of innuendo potential here. Meep meep. Ah yes, that's Truffle, my ultra rare Moglin pet. Not only is she the only Moglin who can fly, but she also has a great nose for finding rare items. Meep. We need one of those by our side then to dig us up random items as we go. Look, all I'm gonna say is there's probably a lot of Rule 34 art to do with this chick. Let's just put it like that. And let's see. Introduce you. Look, she does a little wink there. Introduce you. Look. I mean, she's even playing into it. Grr, I trade for rare items all over the world. Grumbugly carries my prized possession on his back. This is a good bit of backstory lore here. Originally, he was one of the salamanders used to pull the mage tower around. It was a tough trade, but the mages are very excited with the magical object they received in return. So now we'll be wondering the whole playthrough, what was that magical item? Are you sure it wasn't just your charm that made them do it? Why? Hello there, adventurer. I'm Valencia. Yeah, we already have taken you back behind the inn or whatever. Like, you wouldn't have to introduce yourself at this point. I'm Valencia, and my specialty is hunting rare items. There is no item too rare and no quest too dangerous. All equipment customized travel passes. Introduce yourself is the travel pass, like just to say that, like, being able to go to certain areas on the map that you couldn't go to unless you're a guardian, because that is like, how many different ways can this NPC decide to try to bait you into being a guardian? I don't care who they send. I'm not going to buy guardian. Also, they send Valencia, of all people. Good choice. It is a pleasure to finally meet. That's actually a perfect meme opportunity. Nobody's ever probably made that joke before. Like, I don't care who the IRS sends. I'm not going to pay my taxes. I don't care who they send to try to advertise guardian membership to me. It is a pleasure to finally meet you as well. I have heard amazing stories about you and your adventures. Yeah, how I flee from every fucking quest that I do. With your battle skills and my nose for treasure, we are going to get along very well. Here we go, dude. You can't get through one fucking passage of text without doing a quest. I'm in town frequently now. Be sure to visit me often. You never know the opportunity for a rare item will arise. Incidentally, I have a little quest that I could use a guardian's help with, but I'm not a guardian. It involves some Draco technology that needs to be liberated. Ah, yes, of course. You need to be a guardian to fight the Drac boss and get the Kada Reaver. So that's just the same thing. You can't even say hello without them asking you to do something. That's like an average RPG interaction. Like you meet a character for the first time and then they trust you with some major thing and you just do it for them out of the kindness of your heart or maybe with some promise of reward. But like I love that in Riverwood, like you meet Faendal or whoever for the first time. It's like I just met you, but here's a love letter to my intended fiance and I want you to deliver it to her. Like you would really trust me with that. All equipment. Wink. I believe you're interested in the set of awe. Fortunately, I happen to be very well informed on the matter. What would you like to hear about? The blade of awe item exchange, tomb of awe, armor of awe, align weapon special. Did you just ask about the blade of awe? Winks. Just a moment. Truffle emergency rare item scan. Thank you, Truffle. Now, let's see, where were we? Ah, yes, you're interested in learning how to obtain the Blade of Awe. Let me tell you everything you need to know. The Blade of Awe is one of the rarest and most deadly weapons in the world. Its rare special ability, Power Word Die, makes it priceless and feared by many of the most powerful monsters. To construct your own Blade of Awe, you must find all the pieces. To do this, you need a stone writ. The stone writs can only be found in rare treasure chests. Once you have one you have found, oh, here we go, fucking typo count 1 million, your progress. The stone writ, you can start collecting all the pieces. The handle, the guard, the blade, the runes. When you have found all the pieces, come back and speak with me. I've heard a rumor that the rare treasure chest is more common at the crossroads to somewhere. Must be somewhere on the map. However, my service does not come without a price. I require a guardian or ultra guardian weapon as payment. If you aren't interested in the blade, I can also swap it for other items you might prefer instead. Has many special attacks. Power Word Die, Guardian Dragon, and I guess they'll just trigger automatically randomly on their own, right? It won't be up to you, or you won't have the choice in that. Power Word Die, Guardian Dragon, All Blast, Held Vampire, Man. Yeah, that's my favorite ability in the whole fucking game. Mana Vampire, just give me that. Soul Vampire, Spiral, Carve. I look forward to making yours. Good luck to you. That is an epic thing to try to work towards. So okay, all equipment, all item exchange. I can exchange your no-drop equipment for rare all weapons, armor or shields, but only after you gain access to the appropriate all equipment. These can be permanent or temporary. A small fee applies to permanent weapon swaps. Okay, customized items. One of my specialties is item customization. Many new items have the ability to have their color changed or their pieces modified. For example, the Guardian armor with the cape. I can customize any color gear for you. If you're Guardian, you can permanently customize it. Your gear, what? So then I can just only customize it for like the session or something. Your gear will keep the new colors. Yeah, exactly. Even if you log out, you don't even have to fucking tell me. You can change it as many times as you would like, but I'd be so committed that I would just do it anyway. I wouldn't even care if I don't want to do it and then like be forced to do it. Save changes, gear locker. What is this? Can I like create a new shared vault to store some of your inventory items? The items are shared between all your AQ characters. I don't even care about that mechanic. I just care about like I would like to just have the vault, period. Like I was even, what is this? Like I was even talking about before, or you're kind of like, oh shit, it's gonna spoil like every background in the game, or I guess not. What the fuck is this one? It's a blank screen. You can't load in there. How about the one that's like underwater? What was that one thumbnail I did for Luigi's Mansion? Like it shows like Luigi the L and then like RIP, like when it's Van Gogh, because I'm stuck on that fight for like a million years. And of course he's a painter, or what was the joke with that? Like I can't remember. Like that's how a lot of my shit comes about. Like you get stuck on something for so long that it turns into, you know, it kind of takes on a life of its own. That's how I make a channel art out of it or something of the sort. That was the old blade of R. Oh, really? There were more options under all, by the way. Let's see. Tomb of Awe, Armor of Awe. One of these is just going to start a new quest. But then again, you'll have to be a guardian to do it. Hi there, Arson. Sorry, I don't need an artifact enthusiast here. Though maybe if you completed the Stone Rat and the Blade of Awe, It just kicks me out of our little private meeting too. Okay, let's see again. I'm just trying to read a dialogue option. You don't have to fucking take me on a journey. The Blade of Awe is the key defender battle on. You may go no further. You must first discover the secrets of the tomb. You must complete the Tomb of Awe quest first. Take me out again. Okay, and then Awe equipment again. Armor of Awe. Let me guess here. Or no, wait, we just did that. Align weapon special. Are you actually going to give me a quest in one of these? Because it seems like she really won't let me do anything. I guess we did have those 2 quests that we could do from her. And we botched it so bad. Now she's going to banish us forever. Have a weapon of awe for the low price of 20 Z tokens. You can select which weapon special it'll use. Awe Blast is a standard special. No bells and whistles. Just pure damage. Try again later or relog again. I'm trying to bug the game out, but I don't even have... Wait, she's acting like it's done, though, too. She's gaslighting me. That's my fetish on top of everything else. Custom color gear for you. Align weapon special. Power or die. You can kind of guarantee that it always does that. Instantly defeats your foe. The special recurs more rarely than others. Yeah, that'd be great as a PvP build item because... Fucking just one-shot your opponent. I have a few extra travel passes that allow non-guardians to travel while I'm here today. As I'm sure you know, I absolutely love rare pets. I will trade you one for a pet rock. What, do you not have one? I know that Mage Warlock can summon one in his shop somehow. If not, he will show you how. Try mixing some of his arcane ingredients you find on his shelf together with that large iron pot he has. I traded in some of the rare ingredients for the enchanted gem in my collar during my first trip to town. She cleans out all the mages. She steals their salamander pet. She steals fucking whatever this gem is. I have a few extra travel passes. You still want something in return? Is this what I just did? Okay. Yeah, we exhausted every possible option there. We just like spending time with Valencia. Okay, that's good. So now we can finally move on to the next phase of our playthrough. Or maybe I should... save that for another session, which may or may not ever happen. But no, now we can go start going through the buildings. I'll go from left to right. So we'll do that. We can't even do the Guardian Tower, but we could like take a tour. And I'll be just as exhaustive in the buildings as I would be without. So did I... Wait. I did the 2 quests, then I did the 2 fights, right? So now I'd have to do another quest. That's obviously what I was looking for from Valencia anyway. Yeah, here we go. Hello, I'm Arya. A long time ago, I met up with the Frogzard Hunter, and he taught me how to train animals. Now I run this pet shop. Can I help you? I said no and left. Okay, I'll be back in a second, but let me actually keep going because I am enjoying this. So, will I finally be able to complete a quest without having to run away? Or that in itself could be a format in like any RPG. Like, oh, you're only allowed to use the quest items that you get, the quest rewards. So it gives you like less options where... You know, you can't just buy everything off the shop willy-nilly and like kind of overwhelm yourself and be almost overpowered that way. A long time ago, I met up with the Frogzard Hunter. He taught me how to train animals. Okay, I trained this pet shop in Babylon. And so we're able to somehow go from here to talk to the... Or maybe that's in a different building, actually. Oh yeah, Zard Hunter, because he's just like... And I don't remember some of those buildings even being there originally. But first of all, they look very different, but... Let's actually just buy whatever I feel like, though, going against that principle I just talked about, because I don't know how many really good quest rewards I'm getting here, or I wouldn't know, because these are going to be Z tokens, which it almost makes it seem like you are able to get them in some capacity. In fact, they even explicitly said that. I forget who said it now, but you can get them from, you can find them from monsters, but it's probably super rare, but that's still fine, like, as long as you can get them in some way. Grass blade, no pun intended, no really. Magical turkey dip, or I'll be completionist in this way too, like even if there's no point in doing it, right, I'll just buy it anyway just to have it. So I'm only level 11 anyway, so none of this is really too expensive, Right, 36 gold. So let's just buy everything. Fuck it. And we'll have a variety of elements to work with here. Or you know what you could do, actually. Here's another format idea. For fuck's sake. I could say, like, I can only buy from each shop what the shop is about. So, like, this is almost like a Bethesda mechanic. Like, you can only sell a weapon to a weapons vendor. You can't just sell a weapon to any vendor, right, just to get rid of it. They would have to have some use for it, right, perceptibly. So here it's like, oh, maybe I should only be able to buy pets from her because she's a pet vendor and not anything else. But I won't even bother. I'll just still do it. But that is at least theoretically an idea you could have. Okay, 32 gold. That's fine. So it would just let you keep doing it, or what? Why would it even let you have multiple? Magical turkey dip. You must see this to believe it. Only magic could be responsible. Crazy wizards. Thanks, deadly ace. Now, is that like some player or user who came up with the idea? Because they sometimes give credit for that. I can't remember where I had seen that last time, but okay, magical turkey dip. I should try to buy something again. Like, what is that gonna do? You already own. Okay, fine. Whip. What if I want to dual wield them or something? Obviously, you can't do that in this game. 32 whip snap. Okay, very creative. Or yeah, I should always appreciate their appearances here too. Because even though you'll get to see them, you might not see them quite like this at this angle. Like, why is it cut off like that? I can role play it like I'm Julius Belmont or something. That you obviously can't buy because of that. What? You won't even let me read the description on it either? Wait, what? Well, because I'm not high enough level to do it, or weapon inventory is full. No, but why can't I still read the description? So the only other one I could buy. Okay, so sell or buy extra slot. Now this is where it becomes weird, right? Because I don't know exactly, or yeah, maybe I should follow that. Add extra slot, 100 Z tokens. Fuck, man. Just let me do it with like gold or something. It could be a very exorbitant amount of gold. I wouldn't even mind that, but let me try to figure out. At least we now are seeing this mechanic play out. Yeah, but see, this is what I mean. I reached the limit of it, so now I should have to stop. And I can't even use the shared vault. Wait, what did I do? Wait, what did I do? Are you sure you want to store it? But you can't because you don't have a vault. Wait, what? It's not acknowledging what's even happening. And now the text is sort of bugging it out. I'm breaking the game. I don't really want to sell stuff right now, though. I mean, I guess that's how it's going to have to go, though. Even as OCD as I'm being, like, with, you know, trying to buy every single item, I obviously can't carry them, so it's kind of a moot point, right? Why even bother doing that? I thought, like, oh, I'd collect every item in the game, basically. Thank you for giving me one of my creatures a new home, even though I didn't do that. We get new pets all the time, and sometimes you get a limited supply of rare ones. Be sure to check in daily. If you're looking for pets from the sea, you should visit Krusty Joe's on the Darren's docks. Let me consider this again then for what I was doing. Okay, let's say we were to sell stuff. Let me try to understand. The way you should go about it is just a hierarchy of each type. So for example, if she has something better, so like her best win thing I can use is the Warhawk, obviously opposed to the whip. Best thing here is obviously the level 5. So let's just do it like that. Right, we keep only one of each of those. So let me consider this. And I could also sell all the other shit too. So again, you have a better option for that. You don't have a better option than this, aside from the fact that maybe your base weapon is just as good, because that's Earth anyway. Did you get magic weapons or a mix? Yeah, I think I got just some of these are spell like swords and stuff. Grass blade is not as good, so we'll get rid of that. Yeah, I'll tend to not really use these sort of things anyway. Like even here, you have a level 5 katana and you have Scepter of the Stars. Or some of these you should almost keep just because they're different types of weapons, right? So I'd want the novelty of it. The wooden staff you can't do anything about. This is actually a staff. This is a, I guess I don't even know exactly what this is. To reorder its position. Oh, that's kind of cool. Turkey dip. It's like a piece of meat, but like what does that count as? Like a mace probably. Since you're running in, if you want your weapons to be magic, yeah, I get it. I'm just sort of, you know, reveling in the variety that we can get here for a little bit. So I don't really think I'll end up using too much of this, but Wooden staff is fine. Obviously, scepter we want, bow we want, axe we want, katana. So let me see what else do we want. Just let me get the better wind element here. I'm not going to be following any rule as far as the shop, as far as doing that. So just because I couldn't have it, they wouldn't let me read even the flavor text for it. We read that. Okay, let's just go with this. So, skilled beastmasters can train a hawk to strike foes in place of a weapon. With enough charisma, they are powerful allies. And that just shows you the hawk itself. So that doesn't count as a pet, I guess. As an ongoing level, it'll just be a one-off attack every single time. So let's see. We have this. So 7 out of 8, and we'll have to. Again, we can do it just by element hierarchy, like whatever the best of each element that we have. So what we have an overlap is, I have too many of these. So like. But it's just because they're different weapon types that I feel tempted to do that. But I can always replace them later. And those ones you probably can't even sell for any meaningful amount. I'm just going to splurge and spend all my gold here now. Warhawk scales with charisma. There are magic swords. Swords are not necessarily always melee. Yeah, we only have one thing to buy here. Nice and simple. Or I can't even do it. Oh, it's a token thing. Okay, fine. Level 15. Can't even do it. This is really what I should want, but it's not like this is... Or this is the same thing I already have, don't I? Okay, at least it's very good about telling you that. That shows you the animation. Or wait, what? Chameleon shield. Wait, what? Because of course it would blend in with whatever's in front of it, so it would be invisible because it would blend in with the background. But is that actually what they're going for with that, or is that some sort of a bug? Damn, that looks actually sick. Okay, that's fine. We already have that, obviously. I'm being like sort of extra OCD in this playthrough, but it's okay. So we have, let me think. So we would want like one of each type that we can have. There's a lot of choices. I mean, obviously this makes sense because you're Dark Wolf. You're in a position to, obviously it's the pet shop, so that makes sense. Do we have a ice, water, dark? I just get all the level 10 ones, obviously. But what is going to be unique beyond these? There'll be something at a lower level that I don't have in any other form. So 18 gold. This little guy will melt your heart and then rip it out of your chest. Even this little runt of litter seems to be secretly plotting your downfall. Maybe a lot of affection will help your case. What the hell? Why are you threatening me with a pet that I'm about to buy? He seems to be secretly plotting my downfall. This is how my run is going to end. So when I'm low on health, he'll finish me off. Like, is that really we're getting sabotaged? These little creatures are the favorites of Valencia, enchanted Mogland fairies. But I thought you said that's the only one that I can fly. That can fly. Truffle, Dark Wolf. What is it? Midnight Black, lots of claws, likes to eat pigs and little girls with goodie baskets. Very dark description, the flavor text. So this is obviously Fairy Godfather. This Godfather ain't no Nancy boy. He's here to make sure that those Palookas are sleeping with the fishes. Capiche? Have a happy Father's Day. Odd Fairy Godmother. This lovely lady will take care of you. She'll heal you. So I'm not going to have enough room even for all of these given the elements. Take good care of you. She'll heal you, restore your... Oh, that's what I want. Restore my mana. Or even attack your enemy with light attacks. Just click on her hand to ask her to change how she helps. Oh, that's almost too much interaction. You're normally not allowed to choose stuff like that, like how it interacts. It'll just be on like a random rotation. Not exactly how I expected her to look either. And so now we have... what is this? Zap. And the icy miniature seal who thinks he's a knight. The fuck? Adventures of this friend Neely, oversized wind butterfly. Fairy Godmother is decent. You can toggle her to either deal damage, heal, or heal. Yeah, I'd always do heal magic, considering how much I've complained about that already. But it is nice at least that you have some auto regen as we have. Like, that's a new update anyway. from when I last played. Like, you had to always just use potions or whatever other means that I never really got around to doing. But what was I saying? Just the fact that that level of interactability is almost something I didn't expect the game to even have in any form. Like, normally I take that for granted. Like, even with the weapon effects, you might be able to do different animations with the weapon, but you don't get to choose them. So I'm surprised by that. That'll be the first time I ever see some actual active interaction in the course of a fight, aside from just choosing your weapons and stuff and doing your attacks. Let's see, level 5 inventory is full. The question is, did I not get any of these? Fiery Godfather we didn't get. Right, so we got ice, water, dark, lightning, light, grass. So the only thing I didn't get is, did we get wind? I guess wind and ice we got. Or no, we didn't get wind though. Now I feel like I want to get a cardinal too. A cute little bird that will strike your enemies is the wind, or I mean a razor ring. Normally remaining high above, razor rings trained to viciously attack at your command. Just doing this for like as much of a full variety as we can possibly have. So what could we sell? We could sell the, I don't really want to get rid of that. Oh, that's cool. You can even name them yourself. I could pull out all my RP names here. This is a good selection, but it's kind of hard for me to decide. Or like, see, even selling that would be kind of sad because I wouldn't want to, but I guess I don't have a choice. Everything is sort of finite. Even my inventory is permanent, right? If I wanted to make room, I'd have to get rid of these. But since we have a better, this thing isn't even very good, honestly, right? Like, I have a better lightning one, so I'll get rid of it. And then, but what are we missing? Retro Twilly is at least unique, although he's really not. Right, we just got to be very authoritative about doing this, as much as I hate to do it, right? Because the fairy godmother is going to do the same thing, where she can heal me and probably for a lot better. So now let's fill in the ones we're missing, and it's going to be Summon Skull, the 2500 attack, 6-star monster from Yu-Gi-Oh! Better than Blue Eyes White Dragon and fucking Dark Magician, because whatever, just I think I said that last time too. It only requires one tribute. Very obscure reference. The Razor Wing is the only wind one that we're going to have here. The next, attack viciously at your command, high above. And then you have one other thing, which is probably the... What was it? Fiery Godfather, I think. This Godfather ain't no Nancy boy. He's here to help make sure those palookas are sleeping with the fit. Wait, but I thought I already got that. Why am I like out of order with this? Oh, they're different. Fiery Godfather and Fairy Godfather. Okay. Yeah, I like how it even deprives you of reading the flavor text. Guardy has cute art. It's Daimo art, but with an Arcanine color scheme. Guardy. Let's see it. Daimo's ancient ancestor here is ready to fight. He can attack with the flame charge for basic fire damage, or you can spend SP to charge him with extreme speed to attack and burn your foe. Too small to almost hardly see that. 2 to 5 damage. Okay, so now we have a very beautiful selection of pets because you have almost every element you could ask for, and you know, most of them are level 10, so I didn't keep any of the ones I had, and we had to settle for that one because that's like the lowest. You have ice, water, dark, lightning, obviously energy, light, unknown, like how we had, even though it was fire, the little Twilly. Razor Ring, Fiery Godfather. So let's make sure one last time that we didn't miss one. Right, we obviously got all of those, so just the lower level one. Light we already got. Light, earth, or maybe we missed earth. Fuck, we missed the earth, but I guess it's okay. Like, how would I distinguish then? I could choose between either earth or wind there, because they're both like lower level only. Or I guess, oh no, you know what, if you want to go by the hierarchy of that, then you could say, well, we should go with that because it's a higher level one, right? The level 5. We definitely had ice, we definitely had energy, we definitely have fire and everything else. Yeah, let me actually fix that again. We're going to get rid of the Razor Wing and we'll get the level 5 thing here. It'd be cool just to try all these though, just to see all the animations from it too. Okay, Razor Wing's gone, and then we have you know, this maybe seems a little bit tedious, but like I won't be back to the shop now for probably a super long time, nor will it matter because I'll have to be a much higher level, right? So this covers everything from level 1 to 10. And of course, what I don't know actually is what if we pick up something now in the middle of a fight, like we come upon a, well, you typically don't just come upon stuff like that, but if I was to get another one, maybe it'll let me switch it out, or maybe I'll just miss out on it altogether, which would be fucking stupid. So maybe I should always leave a slot open. I guess I'll have to wait and see what happens with that, but let's do the Retro Frogzard. Ribar. Why does it sometimes not show a description there anyway? Alright, so she doesn't have anything else besides that, so she served her purpose, and now we'll never see her again. Rare ones, yeah, we've seen that. Okay, animal crates. There are special crates that were designed for moving wild pets. One day, a few crates fell off my wagon. If you see any crates on your adventures, you can release the animal inside, but be careful, some are dangerous. Or it could be a quest to like bring them back to you, but she doesn't seem to really care. Oh, excuse me for a moment, I need to feed the animals. Official certificate of ultra mega cute cuddly wuddly killing machines. Oh, whoops. That picture, that's Graham. She's the Beastmaster in all of lore. Best Beastmaster in all of lore. It just so happens she's my grandma. Explorer, you just kind of shoo her away whenever you feel like. Special rope for leashing wild frogzards. Special rope for cows, horses, and dragons. Really? A dragon? With that shitty rope? The bird is whistling a copyrighted song from another popular game. Traitor. You won't even tell us which one it is, though. Ultimate Flirtle Championship. No more throwing yourself. By JJ Odoban. Or this would have been very apropos considering that they wouldn't have had their own score even in the game. So it's like that's the only music you would listen to. Maybe it's to imply that, oh, that's what everybody would be doing is playing their own music because the game didn't have music. It is labeled animal food. Let's see what else. One thing I don't like is why do they gotta fucking show AdventureQuest here all the time when you're playing the game? Like, you know the name of the game, bro. Come to visit my little trouble. She's so cute, isn't she? What, now every time I have to shoo you away when I look at one of these things? Labeled animal food. A little baby frogzard known as Zardling. Feared by the force of evil that's almost one of those things they do, not that they would have thought about it at the time, but like they do it to sort of show like, oh, if you're playing it on stream, they want to make sure people see the name of the game. It's like free advertising, but some games do that. I can't remember, but they'll make a point to sort of show some overlay or something like that. In like the modern streaming culture. Feared by the force of evil everywhere, platypus of carnage. His bark is worse than his overbite. He looks a little sleepy or something. Some of these pets are for the birds. Vamparagons make great pets. They make other pets great snacks. That's like, I'm having someone over for dinner, right? Like, I'm just making a pet a great snack, but as in, I'm making it into a snack for myself. Valencia, we're just obsessed with Valencia. Everywhere we turn, we gotta ask Twilly about her. We gotta ask her. Valencia is a famous rare item treasure hunter. She's just out behind my shop feeding her mount. You can go talk to her again. How many ways do we get back to the same fucking scene, dude? You can go there directly from her talking to her. You can go there from Twilly. You can go there from the pet shop. It just got multiple changes to the art over the years. There's always been a... Yeah, I remember it. I don't really get why they do that. I trade for rare items all over the world. Grumbugly carries my prized possession on his back. Originally, he was one of the... Oh, yeah, I've read that. That's so weird. They're just obsessed with Valencia. Like, just random. What do you have to do with Valencia? Just... This should be an option with every NPC you talk to in the game. Valencia? Question mark? Like, what about her? What the fuck does she have to do with anything right now? Vamparagon. So let's see what these are. Level 5. Oh god, you could do the same shit over again with this too. Like, where I could just replace every single thing I have. So let's see something I have that, like, literally we're just gonna uproot what we just did with this, right? Like, what the fuck? I'll do only the one that is like a low level option, right? So we have level 10 of everything besides the earth, or I guess wind could be the other consideration if I decide to. I'm going to have to work around a very limited inventory space here, right, where we will have to just make the best of what we get. So I would have a choice between those two, right? Cyclone and... Oh, well, I just got baited. But I guess that's the same thing, right? We were level 5 anyway. So I can choose between earth or wind would be the only two. I did get a dark one, didn't I? Is that how many there are? I'm even that dumb that I don't know how many elements there actually are. 8 is actually the max, so, you know, by having a full inventory, you could have one of each. I somehow was not fully clear on that. Vampiragon or Vampragon, of course, my bad. Let's see, so I got to decide, flip a coin. I'll go by which one looks cooler, which one has better flavor text. I mean, they're going to look probably exactly the same anyway. So, what happens when a vampire bat is magically fused with a dragon? A Vampragon appears, and that's what. There are different breeds of them. This one attacks with wind, and you will heal you, and attack when your HP gets low. What happens when it's fused? A Vampragon happens. There are different breeds. This one attacks with earth and heals you. I guess wind maybe feels more fitting because it's... whatever, it's already flying and stuff like that, so that's fine. We have an excellent variety of stuff now when it comes to the pets, at least. And let's use that now to... See, now we feel like we owe her for giving us all this good stuff, even though we've paid her for it. We'll go ahead and do some quests for her. Arson, it makes me really happy that you want to help animals. I love animals, and even though I try to do everything I can for them, in the end, I'm just one person. So many animals around the world are in danger. Their environments may be changing too much, either because of people changing them or from natural changes. That was kind of a word salad where you keep repeating, yeah, we get it, it changes. One of the worst dangers to animals is actually the United States. Between new roads, towns, hunting, fishing, and farming, thousands of animals become endangered every year. I have a big list of animals that need help. If you will be a hero and go save them, I can keep them safe for you in a special area nearby. Once you rescue... So that means it's a storage that I can use, unlike the stockpile that I'm never going to be able to use. 8 standard elements. Once you rescue an animal, you can try to tame it. If you do, it will be your loyal friend. You can come back here and take the animal with you on your adventures anytime. Oh, that could be a fun ongoing mechanic. Are you ready to go on a mission to save an animal? Great. Rescue all the animals on my list in order. Or is this going to be like a free roam thing that you can do at any time? The banded Marus of the family... Fadum Sithan. Oh, I cannot fucking. What is that word, dude? Fadidum Seth and New Run. Man, that is a tough one. Seth and Nuri now are a simple type of Fae that delight in traveling outside the Twilight Lands. Amongst the Fae are a lesser family of and are often tasked with what noble Fae consider to be beneath themselves. The Marus often find themselves trapped outside the Twilight Lands, and as such, their numbers have dwindled to almost extinction. That's quest. What is the visit animal difference like? What? Oh, if you had already done it. Are you ready to go on a mission to save an animal? Great. Rescue all the animals on my list in order. So this could be a very long fucking chain quest where we do one for each of these. You have to try to tame it at the end here. And we got this pet maybe trying to sabotage us here too. Flibbity Gibbet. 175% for obviously fire. 200 earth. 150 energy. So you got to do this all Pokemon style. Get them low and then catch them. They usually just suck nectar out of flowers, but they will get very mad when they see an adventurer such as yourself. So how exactly were we supposed to tame it? Or you know what's going to fuck me over is the... it's going to be the fact that the pet is going to just kill it, right? He's going to be jealous, and it's almost like you should go in without a pet then if you're trying to do it this way. So what else can we do? He is weak to earth pretty badly, which maybe you don't even want to do that then because you're going to sort of overkill it. Do we have like maybe a different ability now that we can do like that that's going to be a tame? Not there, not there. Maybe it'll be she'll come and assist us by trying to tame it. I don't want to just kill it. But yeah, see, now I'm going to have trouble actually. Now would be the taming moment. I don't know actually how to do this. I'll just kill it, I guess. We failed the quest in a different way. Or what? Maybe, oh, we have to like fight our way to it. That wasn't actually what she wanted. Yeah, that's not the Muros, my bad. The bloat. Let's see, 23, 18, 8. Beings that wander on the jet streams, bloats only travel to low altitudes when something is amiss in the upper atmosphere. So what is it that drove this one so far from its place? And weak to energy is fine. What all sexy stuff did we even get here? None of this really matters too much. Right, we just got this and the Warhawk. And we got, obviously, a whole bunch of the pets, which for now, I don't even really need to use one, but I can always put it away once we get there, though. So yeah, let's just, like, pretend like we're playing optimally. So I'll do energy. Which one is the energy one? It is the... But you know what? It actually doesn't even really tell you, though. Unless it tells you, like, in the name, you would have to figure out, right, where... Nerf Kitten will melt your heart, my truffle. Okay, that's that. Let's actually find out in deductive reasoning. Click on the rows in your fairies to change attack types. Let's actually try this guy out. Or he's like, he's photobombing me like I can't even see him. Fairy Godmother, so he can like heal your... Whatever, he'll heal your fucking mana and stuff too, or the Godmother will do that. Yeah, his animation's cooler than mine, and he wants to steal all my screen time. Like, literally, look at that. He's blocking me the whole time. This is such a weird positioning. I guess just because he's higher up. Okay, it's not like we really have to strategize too much on these kind of fights anyway, but... Guy Seeker level 1. Click on the rose in your fairy godfather's lapel. Let's introduce them to my little friend. Range, chalked and broken kneecaps it is, melee. I'll make the Sky Seer an offer he can't refuse. Okay. Like, let's see, what is he weak to? Earth. So what is our earth pet? Or what is our fire pet? Truffle is what? Truffle is that. Let's just actually look at each of them. Nerf Kitten is like ice, I guess. Dark Wolf, Fairy Godfather. So he was using like electricity there. Godmother, I'm not actually sure what it's going to be. Ready to attack your foe? Or how do we change her thing? Oh, just anywhere on her dress. I'll attack that nasty Sky Seeker for you, my dear. I'll restore mana for you, my dear. I'll heal your wounds for you, my dear. This is like some sort of fantasy, one of those ads for a game, like, choose my costume and I'll heal you, and we'll have like some, whatever, some mobile game where you're like fantasizing about romancing something. I can't remember what they're called. Like Hero Wars or some stupid shit. But no, she looks a lot younger than what I would think if they're a couple, the Godfather and the Godmother. But no, I would be obsessed with using the mana ability here. Let's see, what else do we have? What is the this is the Fiery Godfather. This is going to be... But then I guess it won't... No, it'll still be fire, I guess, regardless. Okay, let's just go with that. It's not like I have to worry about any of this right now anyway. I don't know why you sometimes get these random level 1s creeping in here. Wind warriors rely on powerful wings and keen vision to outmaneuver their enemies as they carry out the commands of the Wind Lord. This scout hasn't earned his wings yet, but he's using them. I guess these aren't really the powerful ones. But yeah, like that's very unfitting that we're... Yeah, within the randomizer element here. Yeah, he's showing off all the cool animations that he gets, but I don't. And also, just the fact that he's obviously blocking my whole vision of myself. A renegade Rackle group. A lot of these I've read before, but whatever. Has taken to the skies, knock him down, and take his weapon discovered by Cat Drac. Yeah, this will be the stupid gun thing that we had used before, so maybe I'm excited to try that again. I think your pet did more. Yeah, that's gonna start happening. We're gonna get carried by our pets because we haven't upgraded our weapons, but yeah, let's pretend like we're metagaming this. So 120% Earth. So who is the Earth one? Dark Wolf, Fairy Godfather, Zaph and Neely, Wind. Oh, we don't actually have Earth because we chose the Wind instead then. So the next best thing is the Fire, or let's try the Darkness. But he's flying in the air, so I shouldn't be allowed to even use something that unless it's flying too, I guess. But this is the Fire guy anyway. Or maybe I should have to commit to that. No, that's one activatable thing that I'll allow in the course of the fight. You should be allowed to change this interaction. I actually love that this is a thing you can do, though. I somehow just wasn't ever expecting it. Like any sort of activatable, interactable thing in the middle of a fight, outside of your obvious base options. The Warhawk, we got Wind, which is not going to be particularly useful. I'm being sort of stingy with my spells, too, in a way that there's no need to be. Wow, you can't hit a fucking broadside of a barn here, though, either. I'm getting mitigated just so goddamn much by everything. Yeah, you have stats and also just not even upgrading anything, though, either. Or yeah, that does scale, but I'm sure there's just better things in raw value, though, by this point. It's actually not doing that much now. God damn. We're doing all this just to tame a stupid pet. You have to just fight like a series of random things that have nothing to do with it. Hate the weapon. That is pretty fun. So now that'll replace my base weapon. But will that one scale the same way? Mantic. Click on the Fiery Godfather. Yeah, I mean, we already have the right element appropriate for this. I don't know. I actually love this thing. I wish you could keep it. Or we'll have to get like some sort of gun, similar weapon like that just to have. So I don't actually have a proper spell. Let's see how much this is actually going to do. Not bad. Or yeah, sometimes it won't even show the damage values. Like, why? That's weird. He eats ahead of her mate, so does it make sense that a Mantic will spare the likes of you? Well, I'm not their mate, so if that's their only criteria... Yeah, these are mostly a joke, but yeah, look how long it's actually taking me to level up, though, despite whatever slow pace you want to say I'm playing it at. That is actually insane. Right, I don't mind it. In fact, it makes it seem like, again, it's going to have so much play value, but I'm just surprised, I guess. Or if I was actually completing some of these fucking quests, maybe I would level up then, but since I'm running away from every single one, what do I expect? Yeah, I don't get why you're not seeing your values at all here. Sometimes, like, if they mitigate a hit or something, it might not show it, but here it's not showing it at all. Is it a low-level enemy? Yeah, some of them are, but I guess I can't really control that either. Draco, man, this is going on for a while. 110% fire, even though he's something of a fire user himself. Or again, we could use the earth the same way, or actually I can't now, because you have, or this is earth. You must see this to believe it. Only magic can be responsible, crazy wizards. And let's see if we wanted earth, but we don't have it. So we'll stick with the fire thing still, or that's fine. I'm actually not healing though, but I'm about to level up, so it's fine. Okay, we have to get that dude low, the pet that we're about to tame. Sometimes enemies, I believe, are bugged to not show damage values. I feel like there's some effect, though, that does that normally. And yeah, a lot of fight. Yeah, I had to run away. That should almost cost you something more than just the SP temporarily. Like, it should hurt your maximum skill points that you have to a lot, or something, you know, really damaging to punish you. Take the weapon. I mean, we already have it. You've oh, you don't even have to do it. I thought, didn't she even say that? You have to get it low and then do something. All you have to do is just do the quest of fighting a bunch of random stuff. You've rescued abandoned Marus. Or now you have to do it. Okay. Can you tame this endangered animal? If you do, it will appear in Arya's rescue pen. And it will trust you enough to go with you on your what? I like this Dungeons and Dragons little dice roll element that they do. The what? If it didn't, then I would have to do the whole fucking quest again? Or maybe then I'd have to fight it, actually, is the point. Quest back. So this is probably the same thing. Dwindled almost to extinction. Visit animal. Will now battle by your side. So like I replace my pet, I guess, or is it going to go in the other slot like as a guest? Are you ready to go on a mission to save an animal? Or it's very fitting to use the last one we just got for the next one that we tried to tame. Right, that feels very on the nose. This is a longhorn arctin, are flightless birds that tend. Actually, I don't know if that's proper grammar or not. I'm the Grammarly spell checker for this game. Are flightless birds that tend, I think it is supposed to be 10 though, that tend to dwell in tundra regions. The Arctin use their longhorn in their mating and courtship rituals, and is also used by the natives of those harsh regions for spear tips due to its durability. The Arctin is able to go long periods without food, and is also capable of extracting water from the frosty tundra air with its unique throat pouch. It is capable of using the inhaled air in conjunction with the solids created by its pouch to launch powerful projectiles when threatened. So I'm just not sure how the pet situation is going to work here. Like with, is it going to replace the one that's what I don't want. Is or you know what I guess will never happen now is you won't start off and immediately get attacked because you're going through this, right? Then normally the fight would just start, but it doesn't mean that the enemy can't still attack you first because of the simple fact that, you know, whatever. Sometimes that will happen. Like they're just too fast or something. 150% fire. So we have this little Drackle thing going. In the realm of nightmares, even a friendly snowman is your enemy. Yeah, you got a little Cthulhu-looking vibe similar to that. The noun for tens in that sentence is longhorn arctin, so it's proper grammar. I think it was missing a the. This is an old quest too, so the stat roller doesn't even have an option to defy a fail with the SP cost. Alright, so now here's part of my rule thing, is that again, you can only have one of those two at once. So since I'm choosing to do that, I don't know what control I really have over it though. Let's use the Drackle tube, that'll be very fine. And so now we have to, we should do a decent amount with that, 150%. But I mean, I should probably use my spells anyway. So with energy, energy is pretty good too. I don't really know why. And so, oh, he knocked his fucking hat off. What are you what the fuck? You do all that just to, he pulls out an axe just to do a underwhelming animation like that. Okay, you got energy as well. This is kind of fun just to have that on, you know, some capacity of a variety that we get to see with each of these. So we'll do the whole chain quest of every single one, or at least as far as what we can do. Right, this is how it goes, where we commit to something super completionist style. But some of these are going to be really hard. Like even this is already looking to be that way. With, again, if you're not going to be able to heal, yes, we'll level up this time. But, I don't know. Yeah, we haven't seen something this creepy looking since those little deers when they're about to die in the forest of Twilly. Or maybe that's why I was calling him Mowgli for some reason last time. Because they're Moglins and Twilly. Like, you're combining part of each of their names together. I don't know. This guest is old enough that it actually needs a certain amount of charisma for it to be guaranteed to act. Oh yeah, there will be some times where that happened. Like where the other pet wouldn't do that. That little ice dog would kind of just sit there and do nothing, which actually helped me a little bit sometimes because it was otherwise healing stuff. Like it would do it in this case. Yeah, let me see what I can do to you can dismiss it. Yeah, this is fine. This shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, like this would be all I could handle if you're not going to heal between fights and you're going to have to do so many. It could just be that this was an unlucky thing to come against, but it could also be that this one's just going to be a lot harder. And of course, our charisma, as everything else, is always 0. He has a lot of cool animations, but he doesn't actually do all that much damage for them. I don't even feel the need to use my spells just because the fire is so good. And I just love this weapon. Oh yes, exactly how a mage should play, shooting a fucking gun at a snowman's face. Okay, that's obviously deceptive. Oh, okay, it's getting a little bit much. But we're staying at least within the same element here, which is obviously to do with what we're taming, I suppose. But you would know that going in 170%, so we have the perfect weapon to go along with that we had just gotten, because I don't have a fire weapon normally, or I don't have a fire spell even still. An enormous and frighteningly quick warrior from the far north, this mighty invader stacks a staggering punch. You endure the worst of the icy eruption. Literally, AdventureQuest the game, spam the attack button just like everything. Not that it can't still be satisfying. Certainly the character building and growth is good. No, this makes me for some reason want to play, on one hand, like the single player MMO model that I always talked about. Like, you know, you want to see a game, not that this exactly even represents that, but you know, I want to see a game like WoW that has that much shit to do. You know, because even people bring up like Skyrim or something, but that still has nowhere near the map size as a game like that, or the amount of content. But then it also makes me want to do like a turn-based MMO, which is almost what AdventureQuest World should have been, but it's kind of not fully turn-based. Like, I didn't fully get how it worked, but yeah, I guess I'll try AdventureQuest 3D on Saturday. And then I'll do the rest of the Battle on games next week and the week after for my Thursday format. But this game was very fitting for this format because it's like, you know, oh, Town of Salem I haven't played in a couple years, or other things I haven't played in a few years or 6 months or something. So that's a sort of throwback. It's not turn-based at all. But no, this is a true throwback because we're talking about like 10 plus years. Something that really is old school and that I maybe wouldn't have ever played otherwise. All these crazy attack combo animations, but this guy wasn't so tough. But again, my health is going to be an issue because this is almost where you want that little guy to heal you, which I sold him down the river. But I guess you could use the godmother pet. And now strategically I should do that next fight, but I can't do it. I'd have to dismiss the guest. So in keeping with the RP of this, I almost want to make sure we do this only with them. Right, I'm just not going to be able to do it. Dirty snowman, but you can... Or wait, now we are healing. In the realm of... Okay, what the fuck? Don't do that shit where you repeat. It's one thing for it to be random, but don't repeat the same thing multiple times in the same quest. I'm not even playing. I literally have my mouse. I have a macro for my mouse. It's just auto-clicking, I swear. I'm literally just sitting here watching. Because at least if you have the right type advantage here, you don't even have to worry about it. Heals you for 9 health. Which, yeah, I'm even saying that, oh, I should have the godmother, but he's coming through. Yeah, the way these things behave is sometimes so unpredictable that, you know, they'll have these crazy animations once in a while or whatever, but then sometimes they won't even attack at all, like based on the charisma or whatever. Or then you can't even stop them from attacking if you want. And that is so anticlimactic. He pulls out this epic weapon and then does 2 damage with it. Like how the other Twilly gets so excited about, oh, you know, it's gonna be... It's gonna be a big heal this turn, and then it's like 2, and then the next turn he'll do 3 without batting an eye. Yeah, we can try to complete this whole big pet quest. So we're sort of doing it very incrementally, like where I was able to upgrade 1 category of my stuff at least. Right, so we got a whole bunch of pets and whatever from her. And so we'll work our way. The next area we'll go to, though, is actually Warlike Shop. And then we'll be able to get a lot of... we'll get a lot of... obviously spells and stuff from there. I'm not really going to restrict what I can buy from the shop because it should be enough of a restriction to say that I should probably be using spells, though, despite whatever, how lazy I'm being about it. Just so you know, using stuff like macros and auto clickers is against their terms of service. Yeah, I'm just joking. I don't really care that much, just making sure. I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of thing that would be... And why would it even matter? Because it's a single player game anyway. It's not like it's giving you a competitive advantage. Yeah, what are they going to do? Ban my free account that I played for the first time in 20 years that I might not even play again for a long time? Oh shit, I'm almost about to die though. Come on, do the heal for 9 again. I mean, I did use... I should have used my mana, though, earlier because... You know, we would have kept regenning it. But sometimes they can finish you off with some crazy attack animation because... If they do, like, a double swing or something. I mean, look, dude. All this mitigation at the wrong time that you get. Or you'll get into a fight and they'll immediately hit you at the beginning. Which they very easily can do. This might be the last thing I ever see. An armored race that has been embroiled in a long-standing feud with humans over mastery of the desert plains. The Clog spend their spare time breeding crabbies. This is a new race of Clog made for frozen climates. Imagine if he did a double hit there. Like, my run is actually fucking over. That's what I always talk about. How, oh, they can hit you once. You know, at the beginning or whatever, they can get the first hit in. That's all it would take to end the run. Like, are you fucking serious? So not only do you not let a fight get too low so you can die, don't even try to win a fight when you're too low, even if you think you're safe in that particular one, because then if you go in the next one, then you get screwed. Like, what the fuck? So we did the save animal ones to our maximum potential. Does that mean I get to keep the one that was already still there? Okay, that's always fair. Right, so we failed that one, and we can't do the rest of it, but we can still at least use that guy if I want, which I don't really care to do right now. But, let's see, go... Or it's almost fitting that you almost should. So does that mean he's still in my employ, basically? Like... no, wait, how do I... Wait, how did I just go to the thing? Oh, here we go, visit animal. Yeah, let's actually use them for the rest of these quests at least. So let's do... Or no, I keep forgetting though. Now we'll go Ghost Ruster's Snack Time. Let's go do a random fight here for a second. And then it's not like these pets level up with you or something, so it wouldn't matter. There wouldn't be like any precedent to use like something... Oh, you know, I want to use this so it gets stronger as I go or something. Even if it scales. They've made their own rules. Let's see here. Wind, I don't have anything. Yeah, I mean, like, who really cares? Who's gonna really keep track of that? Oh no, this guy cheated in a single player playthrough of AQ and is farming out too many tokens, so he'll be less incentivized to buy a guardian thing, or I don't fucking know. A gaseous creature given life force by the will of the Windlord. Humidus are a rare breed. They are only one of the few beings who are harmed most by an elemental attack of their own element. They're one of few beings who are harmed most by an attack of their own element. This gives them an advantage over nearly all other elements. Not really much of an advantage. And yeah, conveniently, not even fire. Yeah, let's just actually use our spells because I keep being... It doesn't even matter for this because this is just like a one-off fight anyway. At least we're seeing some variety of stuff now. They do have to way to track cheaters. Depends on the type of cheating. Definitely will notice if it has anything to do with tokens. Like normally we could have obviously chosen the wind pat to use here. They mention all these lords, so I wonder if you fight them at some point. The wind lord, the fire lord, whatever. Yeah, his name's Alakir. His name's Ragnaros. Like, at least say their name. Or like those stupid Zots that troll you because they're immune to like almost everything. Right, that's one of the things I had to flee from in a random fight like this. Not exactly the most inspired appearance for this though. Let's see, what level am I? Like level 12. We did that one, so now we'd have a couple more quests to go here. Ghost Rusters. Let's see what time it is. I guess I'm kind of tired. That's good enough. But yeah, this is pretty fun, and I wouldn't mind making a series out of it, but we'll see if I have time at any point. I mean, it's not like it's going anywhere. It's a game that isn't on any sort of online timetable, so you could play it whenever you want. You know, even with updates and stuff notwithstanding, it wouldn't really affect me, but I like the number of formats that I was inspired to do with it, and just whatever. The very fact of doing a permadeath run, of trying to get from 1 to 150 or beat the game or do everything that I can. So the key point being though that this character would be definitely a free-to-play experience with respect to whatever. We would deliberately avoid doing the whatever, being a guardian, so that would be fine. So we'd kind of see how much we can really get out of it that way. Have you ever tried clicking on today's even button? Oh, today's event. Yeah, it didn't really do anything with it though, but D token packages, golden gift boxes, limited time gear. Thursday the 12th, to go to one. Would this be stuff you could actually get in some way other than... Oh, this seems kind of weird. Like this almost shouldn't be part of the run. Blade is forged, but man, there's so many of these novelty type of things. Yeah, let's sue them for copyright infringement for that. Daily prize giveaway, season of gifting. What is all this? Huge thank you to everyone who participated in this year's contest. Warwolf Prime Collection is rolling out. Review your inventory or visit Ballyhoo to see which prize you've won. Gift Master prizes, top Z token gifters, top 5 golden dev ticket, custom shield or weapon skin. Color armor, top 25. Moontide Bracer is being given away during the daily contest. 25 daily prize rewarded players gifting that day. And spell second pet. What does that mean? You would have like the ability to have 2 pets at once, in addition to even the DC armor. Magic weapon, melee weapon, ranged weapon, pet. Or maybe it just means you get like a second, like 2 pets. Not that it changes like how the actual mechanic works. Talk like a pirate day. Yeah, I don't know if I want to mess with this on top of like, you know, oh, this should count as like how I was doing the throwback quests and stuff. But there is a pretty cool thing with respect to maybe some of these cosmetics. Like, let's see what some of these look like. Even though it's a level 5 random fucking thing, right? Some of these are going to look so cool and you'll be incentivized to use them. Damn. For this reason alone, but obviously, unless they scale with you, which I don't think so, Forged with a broken mirror, but instead of making you unlucky, it can reroute some of that misfortune to your foe. Also deal bonus damage to versus any foes that are lacking in luck. I think the button above opens the ranking list. Daily prize giveaway ends October 3rd. Just by logging in daily and playing AQ, you can win 50 prizes being given away that day. As an added extra perk, all Guardians get an extra 50% chance of winning. Log in for at least 25 days during the contest to unlock all the prizes after the contest ends. Oh yeah. Tibbles. Season of Gifting Contest. Gwen. 7 million. Holy shit, dude. Top 300 characters gifted Z tokens. Like, what is the monetary value equivalent even for that, I wonder? If I was to go to, let's say I was to go and buy Z tokens. Let's pretend. I'm already logged in. What the fuck? I cannot imagine. 7 million. Even if you're earning them too over the course of play, however you do it. Yeah, maybe I could check some of these out, but this almost seems like a menu I wouldn't want to. As a powerful Doom Knight. Yeah, that'd be similar to the whole throwback element of how we were doing those anniversary things. Not even that I didn't like them, but it was like a little bit too much maybe at the beginning. Okay, see you tomorrow. Or I should always log out, but actually I don't even know. I forget. Somebody told me that last time too, but you're supposed to go to like... Oh yeah, change characters. Just to sort of show like it's authentic that you have, yeah, tease me with the potions that I couldn't even get the whole time. Even when I had the chance to get them from the Guardian bag, the ultimate troll moment in the middle of a quest. Just to show like, oh, I'm not cheating by, you know, somehow doing something by not showing it. Like I totally would have died off stream